Hey, everybody, it's Anthony with Beam It Up Laser Works. Tonight, I have an in shop guest. We have Mr. Bronson right here. He is joining us from Northern Iowa, and we have him set up in kind of a temporary setup. Some of the reason we were late was dinner got started late, and some of the reason we're late is because we have him occupying some of the space I normally take up. So it took us a couple minutes to get everything set up the proper way. So I don't see too many people in chat right now. I saw Vinny came through with the first comment, beating Bronson yet again to getting the first. So Vinny is definitely winning the war on that one. So yeah, the whole thing for tonight, the point of us going live is we're going to do some coin work. I know Bunny Washer was one of the people that mentioned when I had asked for some ideas for future episodes, future lives. He was one of the first people to respond and say, "Hey, I'd really like to see you guys do some coins." I think he said specifically titanium. So I believe I have a titanium coin in reserve that we can use for him. So we're going to go ahead and run that tonight. And we're going to participate in this month's coin challenge. So on Discord, for the Laser Everything Discord, I'm one of the moderators, and we kind of started an informal monthly coin challenge. There's no actual prizes or anything, but it's just bragging rights. And so far, we've had some pretty good participation and some awesome designs. This month, the design, the I always forget the word theme, I guess. The theme for the designs is decision coins. So we're going to make a decision coin, or a coin that you flip it and the heads is one thing and tails is another. And they could be different scenarios of what kind of decisions you might be making. I've got my idea. Bronson has his. And I'm hoping that we'll be joined by Kyle later on, and that Kyle has had an opportunity to go ahead and come up with his design, or maybe he'll come up with it on the fly. You never know. So bear with us. Like I said, things are a little bit out of their normal place because of the extra lasers and stuff that we have set up today, and we'll get rolling. So let's see. Bronson brought with him his F1 Ultra, which these are a relatively new laser. They were announced back in, I think, the end of May. Started shipping in June, right?
Yeah.
And you've had yours for a little over a month now, then a couple months now, huh?
Yeah.
So it was a great laser. It has some quirks to it that you kind of have to figure out in order to work on it. But it's a great laser. We've done some really cool stuff with it since he got here. We've done some metal business cards. Man, you're choppy. You're real choppy. Are you on my Wi-Fi?
No.
Oh yeah.
Here. I thought I was.
I think it was just your laptop. Yeah, the Beam It Up Laser works. Nope.
Oh.
I think you picked the wrong one. Sorry, I thought your thumb was over. Yep, that one. All right. Here. Remember, we got that Apple ecosystem going. Share. And should be good. No? Oh, Kyle. Oh, is Kyle making the announcement?
I think so.
Awesome. So it looks like Kyle's making the announcement. Maybe we'll slow things down a little bit. That's weird. What did we decide it was? I think that's it. All right, so Bronson, you want to, once we get you back up, there we go. Oh, that's so much smoother, man. You want to tell us a little bit about that, about your F1 Ultra? And I'm going to go ahead and mute myself and go deal with my kids, get a movie started for them.
All right, sounds good. So I got the F1 Ultra when they pre-released it, or yeah, I got the pre-order for it, and so I was hoping to use it for craftable events, and so I did that in some farmers markets, and I've been messing around with it. This is my first time using XCS software, which was definitely a hurdle for me because I'm used to Lightburn. So, but I've been designing most of my stuff in Lightburn and then moving it over into XCS. So that is, we've been working on getting a black mark on stainless the past couple days, and so that's a great result we got for those. And we also did a Damascus pattern with the black that he has, and we're hoping this is something he did with his UV, but we're hoping that if we have enough time, I brought some AirPods down that we can mess around with. So until then, we're gonna work on the coins, and then when Kyle gets in here, what am I gonna grab? I think I got everything set up for the most part. Need to go to XCS. There we go. But yeah, so he's got a titanium coin he's going to be working on. I'm going to be working on a brass coin. I've done brass once on this machine. You can kind of see the brass dust from it. I did one of those embossing, but yeah, it kind of just stays on there. Hey Kyle, hey Chris, hey Mike, how are you guys all doing? Good to see you here. I can figure out how to flip that around. I'm using StreamYard for my phone, so it's a little different. Try to prop up the phone right here. Okay. How are you doing? No, it's because I'm talking, and so it's producing my sound through there. Oh, you're talking about the actual like echo. Oh, here. Oh, I just got muted. Okay.
Yeah, it's so weird. Hopefully we'll figure this out. All right, so it looks like we got some chat going on now because Kyle was so gracious as to go ahead and post this on Discord and a couple other places, it looks like. So thank you, Mr. Kyle. I appreciate that, sir. We have, let's see. I don't know if Vinny's still around, but Vinny was first, beating Bronson by a very narrow margin. And Yuri's here always. Thank you, Yuri. And Chris Lazicki. I'm probably butchering your name, bro. I'm sorry. Glad you're here. And Mr. Mike C, as always, is here. Yuri and Mike are always very, very awesome staples when it comes to these lives, and I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you. All right. So I'm gonna be in and out for the next couple minutes. I'm just trying to get the kids started. We had a little bit of a late start and a little bit of a rough start because we have Bronson with all his equipment here, and I was trying to figure out a way to get my stuff set up too. So we're getting rolling. We're doing, as I was saying before, we're doing our monthly challenge coins for the month of August because we are starting to approach the end of the month. Anybody who's interested, the Laser Everything Discord, we have a monthly coin challenge. It's under hashtag coin challenge. Every month we pick a different theme, and this month's theme is doing decision coins. So basically, it's you flip a coin heads or tails, and it's going to help you in making some sort of a decision. And I came up with my idea. I've got some options for you guys to help me out with. And then Bronson is designing his right now. And we'll both be actually engraving our coins live on air mine will be based on decisions you guys help me with. And Bronson, I think, pretty much has his idea locked in and he'll be doing his coins. So the X Tool has an embossing feature in the software, which is pretty cool. And we're going to do a live demonstration of that. And I think we're also going to be trying out a coin that I purchased from a distributor on Alibaba that I wanted to test their coin out and see what it's made of and if it's worth buying. And if it is, then hopefully that's something I'll be bringing to everybody. So we'll see about that. This guy right here, here it is. Boom. It's something I wanted to kind of unveil live to everybody, but I forgot. So this is very similar and reminiscent of some other coins that I've gotten from other vendors. So there we go. It's just a nice brass coin with the notch cut out of the face. It's got the knurling on the edge. 40 millimeter solid brass. I made sure I asked them about 19 times to make sure that it was solid brass, because their listing said it was like painted, but they also had aluminum coins. So I was like giving the benefit of the doubt, I guess, and just seeking clarification that it's a solid brass coin and not a metal coin that's painted brass, because that's something that you will run into, and something that a lot of people do when they're getting started in the laser game is like they're looking for blanks. They don't exactly know what they're looking for, and they end up with a gold plated, like zinc or something along those lines, coin that's just engraves like trash, and it's kind of a waste of money. So these might be a good resource here soon. We'll see. Oh, looks like Garant showed up. I appreciate that. And Chris L, we're gonna call him, said he just discovered the laser everything, and it's a really awesome community all built. Man, it is an awesome community. It was an awesome community almost 4 years ago when I found it, and it's just grown even more and more awesome over the last several years as we've grown, and the amount of like communal knowledge as far as lasers go has just exponentially exploded since 2020. I think it was late 2020 or early 2021 when I discovered laser everything, and was just like blown away that, for one, a community like this existed, and two, that lasers like this existed, because I'd cut my teeth with just this little diode laser that was almost nothing. And I started seeing these videos of fiber lasers, and you hear them just engraving away at these metal items. I'm like, whoa, what? They're engraving metal with light, and I just became fascinated and started like just digging deeper into the rabbit hole that is lasers, and digging deeper into my pockets as time goes on, and getting this little collection that you see behind me with the UV, two fibers, the diode over here, couple diodes that are kind of stacked on top of each other right now because we're trying to make work or room for them. Diodes are lasers too, and laser quality is a big thing for me, dude. Like, I always push diodes because I feel like they're the silent member, like the black sheep of the family. Like, everybody's like, ooh, the holy trinity. You got UV and CO2 and fiber, and I'm like, bro, you're forgetting about diodes, because they're very well-rounded machines. I'm gonna have to do a diode only episode and give it some love. We'll do some glass and some wood, and maybe even like try to mark on some stainless steel or something, because diode is like, it's a cool tool, and it's the perfect gateway drug. Like, you get in at a low price. Like, the diodes now are ridiculous over what I bought with $200 4.5 years ago versus what you can buy today with $200 for now. It's like, it's crazy. And the capabilities and like the software, Lightburn being a thing that's compatible with so many different machines now, is just like, there's such an easy like purchase for entry, like cost of entry for the community now, and it's getting so many new people and great minds together. And welcome, Chris L, to the community. Thank you for finding us and for participating. I'm glad you found this live stream. I'm not like an official member of LE, but like, I'm just a huge fan of Alex and Kyle and Matt and Miranda and the community that they've built, and I always want to do what I can to help out everybody that's a part of the community. So it's bad. There's so many genuinely just awesome and intelligent people that know so much, even more than me, so much more than me when it comes to this stuff that, welcome. And I'm glad you're here. Sam says, I remember Anthony when he started out with diodes and pushed it back in the day. Always, dude. It slowly grew. It's great seeing the progress being made. Appreciate it, Sam. Appreciate it. Mike said he's waiting for his diode to show up. The UPS label was created. Garant, waiting to see my progress. Sam, I'm going to be the king. Garant's going to be the king. I'm telling you. My missus and I have built a foundation of smart business with diodes. Okay, awesome. We currently run 2 X-Tool 20 watts. Sweet. The D1 Pros, those are great machines, man. Waiting impatiently for gantry CO2. Thanks for the welcome, dude. Thank you for joining us, for real, man. I have right now my Niji's covered with lenses and paint for my screen printer from X-Tool, which is an awesome tool that you might want to look into for expanding your business if that's something you're interested in. I 10 out of 10 do recommend. That's a great tool. But my Niji is a 20 watt. I love that. I have another, it's called a Flying Bear 5 watt. That's a great machine that hopefully I'll be dropping a review on here pretty soon. Now that summer breaks over and I'll have a little bit more time, hopefully. So, let's see. Oh, okay, gotcha. All right. So, do you want to share? You can't because you're not logged in. Yeah. Can you?
I can flip my camera around and show them.
Yeah, you can do that. Or if you log in on Discord here, you can just open a new StreamYard. You can have two, I think. Okay. And then I've done it with two. It might be because I'm an admin. You already said do a video on that screen printer. I did an unboxing on the screen printer. I will do a follow-up video showing like some actual use. The unboxing, I think, was 50 minutes or something like that. And I really, by the end of it, was pretty impressed with the build quality and just the overall like feel and heft of the thing. And after using it, I've only used one of the screens so far. Really simple process. I used my Niji to get that going. And so, like, I was really stoked with that, and we'll get that rolling, man. Picked up an Atom Stack 24 watt, but haven't opened it. Nice. Atom Stack's a good laser. I haven't had any personal hands-on with them, but I've spent a lot of time in the diode section of our Discord, and the Atom Stack seem to get pretty good reviews. All right, so let's see. Did you? Yep. So click that and then go to window. Yep. And then click on your Lightburn window. Or your that's what you're designing in, right? Okay. All right. So then we're gonna pull you. All right, sweet. All right, sorry about that. We were trying to get cubing screen to show up, and I think I accidentally booted him. So we're trying to get that fixed. Let's see. Gear Ant, did you grab the enclosure as well? I really like the fact that it's fully enclosed. So all right, sounds like you got the enclosure. Yep, you got the combo set. Nice. So Garant had the F1 Ultra too, right? And then I think it just with the XCS experience wasn't what you were looking for, and ended up sending that back. But here we are. Okay, so Bronson is going to explain a little bit on his coin, and we'll get that rolling here shortly. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah. All right, so the coins that I went with are buy it and save it, because as when you do laser engraving, you're going to spend a lot of money. And so you're always wondering whether or not to buy something or save the money. And so I really like Monopoly, so I went with the Monopoly man in the middle. Like when you're gonna buy it, you're running off to go spend all your money, and then we're gonna save it. And you're just nope, not gonna buy it today. So that's what I went with on this design. It was really quick. It wasn't not too much thought put into it, but yeah. It's all good.
Here, just borrow this.
Oh, what's that?
This is my laptop talking to it.
Oh, okay. There we go. Better like that?
All right, can you guys hear him? I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Let's see. XCS sucks. Hopefully getting a refund in the process today. Yeah, XCS is a bit of a challenge. If there's one thing that would be like a ding on the F1 Ultra so far from my experience and seeing like what this thing can do, I think the major limiting factor on this is software. And we've seen this with other lasers too. So yeah, it's kind of a bummer.
Yeah. I was gonna say the not being able to do hatchings and stuff like that, just mainly only working on it just goes. The only thing you can really change is unidirectional and bidirectional, where it just goes straight, where it goes in like a pattern like that, or if it goes like line straight like that. But you can't change the angle. You can't do a crosshatch, nothing like that, which does kind of suck. Oh yeah, because I have your mic, so they can't hear you as much.
Yeah, I'm unmuting you right now, I think.
Okay.
Or can you unmute yourself?
I can unmute myself like that.
There we go. So you should be unmuted now.
Yep.
And I
Do
should
you want
want
to?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, guys. He was getting feedback when he was talking to me, so I gave him my lav mic and forgot about it. So I was yapping at nobody pretty much. So yeah, I was just saying if there's any limiting factor to the X1 or the X2 F1 Ultra, it's that the software just kind of holds it back a little bit. So it's a little unfortunate, but there are workarounds, and you can still do some pretty quality work. Bronson showed off some of it to start off. I don't know, maybe if you want to flash up some of the stuff you've done, Bronson, just for new people that haven't seen it yet.
I was gonna say we did this today. It was a Damascus like black pattern on here. I'm gonna flip around to my better camera on the back of my phone. But we did this today. We did that one, and then we were working on some stainless steel business cards with it too, with the glares killing. But yeah, so those turned out really well, and did bottle opener on stainless. We were messing around with some color. This kind of gives it at the right angle, it looks like kind of like a denim-y color. And some of the other stuff that I worked on with it is actually all out here. But I just brought a ton of boxes of blanks and not even brought the conveyor. So we might, if we have time, we'll mess with that, but don't know for sure. But yeah, so that's some of the main stuff. I just bring a lot of blanks with this machine to craft shows, and then I'll set up with a couple examples and then go from there on customizing how people want their stuff.
All right, Loretta's here.
Oh, that'd be my mom.
That last name looks kind of familiar, huh? She said you should have one side that says buy, on the other side says save, so people can make decisions at the flip point. Yeah, buy it, save it. There you go. All right. Matt wants to know if Hasbro approves of this.
What did Matt say?
He said, does Hasbro approve of this?
No comment. No comment on there. See,
so we're gonna let him get started on his coin because it's probably gonna take a little bit longer
with the 20 watt.
Than mine will. So we'll let him get started with one of his sides and kind of talk you guys through the process of how to get this rolling with his laser. And he's gonna take this 40 millimeter brass coin that I bought, and he's gonna give it a shot. That thing's got some heft to it.
It does, like, yeah. It was heavier than I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah, when I first opened it, I was like, "Oh wow, that's." I feel like it might even be a little bit thicker than some of the coins that we've done before.
Yeah, it does feel a little thicker too.
So, just for those keeping track, this bad boy is 3.04 millimeters, so it's about right. 3 millimeters thick.
That
I think
man
that's
with no
standard
money in his pockets.
for the brass coins.
Yes, absolutely. I am already there with the guy with no money. I spent it all. Definitely done that.
Yeah, Chris, the F1 Ultra, they tout that it has light burn capabilities or compatibilities, but essentially what you do is you can design artwork in light burn and then save it as like G code, right?
Yes, like an SVG or
Yeah,
whatever.
and then I guess port it over, or at least that's my understanding of it. It does not communicate directly with Lightburn as far as I can tell.
No.
So essentially, you can create and save files in Lightburn and then move them over to XCS and then process the file through XCS. So that's their Lightburn compatibility, is my understanding of it. Yeah. Gearant put compatible in all caps and quotations. So
yeah, exactly.
It's a little bit of a bummer. It's not exactly what I was hoping for when I initially expressed my interest in it. I thought that it was going to be maybe it would run through Lightburn, but you'd have to use XCS in order to get like the full spectrum of all of the capabilities of it.
Yeah.
But it's just not even like that. So it's a little unfortunate. But Matt said, "Oh, that says compatible." Okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I thought he had a stroke there for a second.
You also can't just copy and paste from Lightburn to XCS. You actually have to export and import it because it will not. You can't.
Oh, really? Yeah. Yeah, I won't open like Lightburn files for sure.
No.
Yeah. Which is kind of a bummer.
Yeah.
Emma Forsyth is shouting you out there, Bronson.
Oh, hi Emma.
And Gearant says he saw you very. It's fine, dude.
Don't blame
I totally get it. You know, it's we were advertised something that wasn't entirely true. You know, and I put my $100 down on it. You know, it's so.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I did. I haven't even gotten refunded for that yet. To be
so apparently you have to ask for your refund.
I'll hit them up. Yeah,
I have to do the same for mine.
And Matt says like and subscribe, guys. That'd be awesome. I appreciate it. I try to do. I really want to do at least weekly live streams. It doesn't always work out that way. I think my last one with Kyle was a couple weeks ago. So I want to get it up to at least weekly. And I really want ideas from viewers as far as what you want to see. I can sit up here and yap at the camera and do what I'm interested and what I want to do all day long. But really what it boils down to is I want to know what you guys want. And I want to know what you want to see so that I can make content that that fits that. So I kind of have an idea in my head. Pretty soon, I want to do like a full test and show people like making changes one by one by one. Like a question that gets posed all the time is, what does speed do? What does frequency do? Obviously, power is the easy answer. But what do all of these things do when they work together to create an image with the laser? So I might need to borrow somebody that has a MOPA, like a full-blown M7 MOPA, so that they can chime in with their Q-Pulse stuff. But I have a couple fibers that we can experiment with and then do just like a demonstration of, okay, if you leave power at 50%, but you move your frequency around, then this is what's going to happen or what you can expect. And then just trying to give people that to reference if they have that question, because it's a very common question. And I think it's a fairly misunderstood thing for new people, at least, like what your expectations should be when you're buying your laser. And, you know, a lot of people are like, oh, I'm going to get a MOPA and I'm going to be able to do the full rainbow of colors. You might not have those results right out the gate. So we can mess around with that stuff and get it going. So Sam said, I'd be interested in a monocle, could be engraved so it only shows certain angles. That Mandela effect and confuse your friends. All right, Sam. Why did you guys put painter's tape down? He put that down to protect his bed.
It doesn't
trying to
work
keep it
too
fresh
much.
and crispy. Sometimes you overshoot things, and the tape gives you a buffer, but not necessarily full protection.
Great example.
Chris said, thanks, guys. I'm glad I didn't jump on that one. And Matt says, also think about a frequency change from 2 to 600 and then Q-Pulse too. Yeah, I can't do the Q-Pulse myself, but maybe if somebody could jump in and help out with that, that would be awesome. Why not use the heat sink? Because he forgot it at home. Wow, wow, wow. I personally use painter's tape on all of my lasers to keep the bed protected, and then lately I've been getting stupid lenses in so frequently that I've just been leaving painter's tape down so I can put down a fresh coat when the new lens comes in. Just the black tape. Let me see if I can switch over to my other camera so you don't have to look at my ugly mug. And you can see there, we actually switched. I had
You want to switch yours to the main one, main display?
Oh, are you?
Mine's still the main display, yeah.
Let's go back to here. So you can see here that my camera, this is the 30 watt, and the 30 watt was on risers, but we were messing around with the 50 watt today on a golf club for a Discord user. And so I actually swapped that's my UV, wrong way, buddy. Left and right's backwards when your back's to it. So, there you go. So there's my 50 watt. The 50 watt is on the risers. Now, those are 100 millimeter risers from Silent Manufacturing, and you can get a 100 millimeter, and I think you can get some different sizes too if you want more height. But this is a little bit cheaper option than going a full blown new 800 millimeter tower. I only needed an extra 100 millimeters, so I went with that. But there's my black tape that I put down, and it helps with doing lens corrections. It helps with a lot of different things. So Matt says he doesn't have a MOPA. I swear you had a 60 watt MOPA. I must be wrong. Maybe you're 50 watt JPT, and I got you confused with somebody else. Sorry, dude. I didn't mean to artificially pump up your laser status. All right, so we're going to switch back and make Bronson the big O. There we go. There's his screen. I do like the camera on this X1. That's pretty sweet. So yeah, your JPT LP source, 50 watt. Yeah. Okay. JPTs are great, man. I have 2 JPT LP sources. And everybody wants the MOPA for the colors. And I've been able to screw around and get some pretty decent colors without the MOPA. It's challenging, but I think it's pretty challenging with the MOPA too. So I followed Alex's advice, and he said, if you don't know you need a MOPA for sure, then don't get it because you probably don't need it. And I didn't know I needed it, so I just went with the JPTLP. Garant says he's got a riser question. I'm getting a column with the powered Z. Would I be able to use risers and opt for, or should I opt for the 800 millimeter? My 300 mil, or my 330 watt, geez, criminy. So my 30 watt right here is if you look at the bottom left-hand corner, you can see that is it's a motorized Z. So because you're not extending the tower, it's not a problem. The motorized Z just sits on top of the risers, just like a standard hand crank Z. So you don't really have to worry about that. What you do have to worry about, though, is making sure that your bolt sizes are the right size for your bed. And then you want to make sure that your lenses are going to actually reach your bed if you get a riser. So I had to actually go through and get you can see here the risers are mounted at the bottom there to that plate. So if you're getting an all-in-one, that could change things a bit. But the design of mine, the motor's on top, like Yuri's saying, so you don't really have to worry about it. If the motor is like If it's an all-in-one unit where the source and everything is built into the base, then I think they do put the motors inside that part. So you might have to go ahead and opt for the 800 millimeter tower versus being able to get risers. But as I was saying, you can see there's that Z table on the deck there on my 50 watt. And that's because with my 110 millimeter lens, I can't actually get the laser head close enough to the table in order to get the 110 millimeter lens in focus. So I had to buy these Z tables to do that. So if your motor is mounted on top, you can get risers. Yep, it's mounted to the bottom. That's interesting that it's not an all-in-one and it's mounted at the bottom. Yeah, I'd love to see it pick. Post that in Discord and Fiber Chat, and we can take a look at that. So, all right, I think Bronson is waiting to.
Oh no, I'm just messing around. I'm giving it the monocle.
Oh, look at that! He added the monocle. Can you because you can see that spot right there where those are overlapping.
I made it a compound vector, so it should.
Whoop! I think you highlighted too much.
No, it's just that. Yeah, that's what happens.
Oh, that's
it's
a
supposed
bummer.
to like weld it together. It's like,
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask. Is the XCS would? Oh, it did something.
Well, I just kept going back. So now it's a dumb thing.
Oh, there you go. Okay, cool. Because it looks like the overlap. It wasn't going to engrave before, but it will now. Hey, and look who else we have here.
Hey, hey, hey. What's cooking? Good looking.
Oh, when I make it a compound, it just.
You know what I'm going to have to do? No, I'm going to have to figure out what in the world is going on because I can't hear Kyle.
You can't?
Because I had to change my output to a different thing because we were getting that feedback.
Oh,
so okay. I think Kyle's talking to us and I literally.
Oh, I can hear it.
Uh-oh.
You can hear him?
Yeah.
I can't.
Oh.
It's because Anthony doesn't love me. It's okay. I get it.
That's a lie. I love you.
You can hear me.
I can hear you now. I don't know. For some reason, even though I literally muted my speakers, the sound is still coming through my laptop. And so every time Bronson talked, it was like causing so much feedback. It was ridiculous. So. And then I got close to him and it was causing even more feedback. Anthony was talking about tops and bottoms. Yep, that's me.
That's how we roll.
That's what I'm making my coin. I'm gonna flip it. It's gonna say top or bottom.
That's funny.
Is the link not posting? No, Garrett, you're gonna have to post a pic in the Discord in like Fiber Chat or something, because I am not able. You're not able to post.
YouTube will auto block links.
Yeah, if you try to post a link, it just kills it immediately.
Settings for this.
All right, so we have 11 viewers right now. I appreciate all you guys that showed up. Matt says he's going to pray for us. Thank you, Matt. We need it. Matt, do you ever cut stuff with your CO2 Galvo? Yeah, Matt. What do you cut with your CO2 Galvo, Matt?
I've never cut with my CO2 Galvo. Not with a level of success I'm happy with, anyway.
Even like leatherette or anything?
I've never done leatherette, but I tried. How thick was it? Like 8 millimeter thick. Crap, what kind of wood was it? Hold on. Walnut. I've tried 8 millimeter walnut. I've tried quarter millimeter ply, but I ended up the center layer of the plywood, like the inner core, just charred to no end. It was disgusting.
Oh, really?
I feel like maybe if I had some more airflow, it wouldn't be quite so bad, and I could probably tune the settings better. But I don't know. The deeper I got into the 8mm, I could actually see the taper to the cut I was getting because it was such thick material, and it was just burning because it was so thick. But you know, for science.
Yeah, I mean, you got to try for sure. Like, I never would have known that I could cut through 8mm wood with my UV unless I tried. And like everybody talks about depth of focus or depth of field on the UV. I don't know how this thing got through 8mm of wood, but it did.
I think because wood is such a soft material compared to glass in terms of hardness.
Yeah.
And I don't mean like yeah, you could take like a 2x4 and smash it against the wall and it might not break versus glass, but I mean like surface hardness. Glass is much harder than wood in terms of a surface hardness. So I think that's why wood does so well under a UV, and it doesn't burn.
Oh.
Which I know you've noticed. It just kind of like disintegrates the wood into nothing.
Yeah, and
which is amazing.
The amount of smoke, I've noticed a lot of times if I'm running wood on the UV, I get no residue. But running wood on like my CO2 and even the diode, sometimes you'll get like a tarry, like a sap kind of, or like resin or something inside the engrave and around the engrave from the way that it deconstructs the wood itself. It leaves like a residue, but the UV just like Kyle said, it just makes it disappear. It just like, and it's gone. And it just like, you get a little bit of smoke, but not a lot of smoke, and it doesn't really stink it up too bad. And it just leaves like a super clean engrave that, I mean, is just phenomenal. So,
yeah, it really is amazing. I do like the result I get on the CO2 Galvo on bamboo, though, I will say. It's more akin to diode than a CO2, to be honest, like a gantry. And I don't know why, but I like it.
You don't even have to put your camera over there because you've got that one. It'll just show the engrave, right?
Not from the camera.
It won't?
No.
Oh, it's not a live. Oh, because you have to refresh it. That's right.
Xcode isn't a live updating one.
I forget. Yeah.
Philly goose.
Sorry, I'll just shut up now. Did you say you wish I'd shut up?
No.
I'm kidding. Bronson's just over here bullying me, man.
Brutal.
Yeah.
I will say have you done have you ever either done or had somebody ask you if you can engrave like a cutting board with a UV so they could like inlay like resin or anything?
No, I haven't, but it's something that I do want to do soon. I've done cutting boards with my UV, and the quality of it is pretty good. This was like a rubber wood ingrain chopping block that I got from like Ross for dirt cheap. I was showing it to Bronson, and it was like, I'm sure if you want, yeah. It was just a really nice dark engrave, and it just came through really good on it. And the consistency, end grain can be kind of tricky. Especially like with the rubber wood, there's a lot of different colors and combinations and stuff. So,
yeah. And end grain in general, especially when you get like one end of a tree versus another, where you get light and dark tones, can be a challenge. But UV just takes it like a champ.
It's got wax in it, so it's actually, I need to clean it out still. But I have a little proprietary blend of beeswax and coconut oil that I put on my cutting boards when I'm done with it. But that's the engrave. Like a nice night. And well, I should probably make my screen bigger, huh?
Get big.
There we go. All right, so that's it there.
Yeah,
It
just
got
handles
pretty
really
good.
damn. That's beautiful.
Yeah, and I mean, I always tell people too, like, go if you're looking for like good quality, awesome cutting boards, go to Ross, because this right there for this cutting board that's that thick as a chopping block, dude, like ridiculous price. And it's the kind of stuff that people love. And
Yeah.
it's durable, it'll last for a long time. And my only complaint is these come with like a weird finish on them that I actually sanded off because it was like a waxy type something or another. But just spend a little bit of time sanding it, put your own oils and stuff on it, and you'll be good to go. But that's not why we're here today.
Mineral
We're here
oil,
because we're
baby.
the ambassadors of Quan. I hope one person got that reference. My company sells to Ross. Nice. Very nice. That's cool. Michael's here. Mr. E.T. Laserworks says the UV sends it into a parallel universe. Yeah, it sends the wood into the upside down when it vaporizes it. It's gone with the Demogorgons. Anthony put his monocle on and pull up fancy board. Yeah. Yep. Do not stop. Go straight to jail. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. I'm going to go put this back, and I think Bronson is getting ready to start his laser up.
Nice.
What are you working on tonight, Kyle?
I'm babysitting my puppy who's been naughty for the last couple hours, actually. I can't really leave her in her crate because she just had surgery. So I can't like lock her up in her cage up in the bedroom and then come 2 floors down because she'll freak out, just injure herself. So no lasering for me tonight.
Okay.
But I'm actually looking up. I'm comparing my. I feel like such a dork right now, but I love it. I'm comparing my focal height list to the minimum mounting heights of lenses to cover a given area for a lens. I'm looking up lenses for Lightburn camera right now because with the number of questions I answered about it today, and then also seeing Cuban Cracks X Tool, I really want to give it a try. So that's where I'm at.
You want to get yourself a laser camera?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I'm thinking.
Close to the lens as possible because it's a good camera, but it'll always be like.
I think you're still muted, aren't you?
Cuban doesn't love us.
I apologize. But make sure you get the camera as close as you can to the lens. The thing that I found with this, unless you like really zoom in and pay attention, it can always be like 1 or 2 millimeters off,
Yeah.
which can be kind of annoying.
That does not sound like fun.
No. I usually just do the framing and go from there.
Okay.
So, baby animals are the best. I just got a kitten, Wonton. He's a little dumpling. Yeah, you shared. That's the one you shared the picture of, right? That you said was going to be your. Because that cat does look adorable. Something about those Siamese kittens. They're super cute.
I could try picking
Your
my
aunt
little
says.
baby up for a little camera shot real quick. 1 sec.
Oh, yeah, that'd be cool.
Mochi. Come here, Mochi. Baby.
Yeah.
You come up.
Oh, yeah.
You need a minute. Come here. Go girl. See if I can. Oh. Here's my baby.
It's too cute, man.
Yeah.
So fluffy.
She's loving having a cone on.
Yeah, I bet,
The
right?
ear. Not the ear.
Bronson's throwing his phone.
Silly Bronson.
All right, so the laser PC is set up.
There you go. Go girl. Go girl. Go girl. Go get your Deadpool.
Internal light
Go
attached.
get your Deadpool.
You're gonna really mag whatever people ask. You can't really see it.
Okay. I'm trying to get my laser computer up and running. So that's going to be present, share screen. All right, so then we're going to go here.
This is my dog's favorite toy, by the way.
Is that a Deadpool?
Yeah.
Nice.
No, don't do that.
All right. So,
Deadpool rope toy. 10 out of 10 would recommend.
I want to see the new Deadpool movie, but I feel like I've seen the entire thing in the form of shorts on YouTube and Facebook. So I'm not sure I even need to.
Yeah. I'm kind of in the same boat. I really want to see it though. Just too much going on for me at the moment.
Okay, so we can switch between cubing screen and my screen when we need to. Yeah, I just, with as many kids as I have, trying to go to the theaters is tough because even if it's an adult movie, then we need to find a babysitter and all that.
Yeah, just wait for it to be on, whatever streaming service, and
Yeah,
it'll be cheaper. It'll be more convenient. You can watch it from the comfort of your bed.
okay, so
Or couch.
Garrett said, here's the fiber with the motorized Kong we were talking about. Okay. So it's got a hand crank on top and then a box at the bottom.
See you later, Matt.
Leave that alone.
Oh, Matt, you're leaving, bro?
I'll give you a
scrolling.
frosty, Matt.
You guys stay frosty. Appreciate you stopping by, Matt. I really do. Thank you. Sorry that our schedules didn't line up. Maybe we'll get you on the next one. And
Matt doesn't have a schedule. He has like a 14-hour teaching day now.
yeah, that's what I mean. Is like he's on the computer for so long throughout the day.
Yeah.
I don't
He
think
needs
he wants.
he needs sleep and a break.
Yeah. I don't think he wants to be on the computer any longer after he's done with work.
Especially after the first week of school, man.
Let's see. Garant said Deadpool movie is probably one of the best Marvel movies I've seen. Yeah, dude, it looks like such a good movie. I'm stoked for it. I really am. All right, so what we can do is just go to this. And actually, let's go to this. No, this. There we go. We're getting somewhere. I promise. When you start lasering, I guess we'll just probably have to stop the presentation.
Or
You should be able to click and drag to switch stuff around.
I thought so, but since he's presenting his screen, like some of these ones just won't even give the option.
Oh, you can just drop his screen back.
Oh,
to
your
the
phone's flat on the table.
Yeah.
That's why.
oh, sorry.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
How dare you, Bronson?
Sorry for the shit show, guys. I'm still trying to learn this StreamYard a little bit. It's only like my 5th maybe live stream or something like that.
Well, let's face it,
It's-
too. It's awkward to mess with sometimes. It's not you. It's the software. It's pokey.
Talk about James. What up to you?
Right.
All right. How many passes we gotta do?
Oh, okay, there's that. And if I drag, oh, it's not going to let me. All right, so we're going to watch cubings. We'll kill mine.
You want me to start now? Just like
You're back.
Yeah, feel free to, man. And we'll set it up like that. So the F1,
control.
Bronson actually had a really good method that he uses when he's doing it. You can kind of get a peek at the control panel in the background, but he was telling me when he does his trade shows, which was like the #1 reason that he got this machine. He goes to like the vendor events and stuff like that. He goes to college, so there's a bunch of them. When he goes to these things and people come and they get orders, he'll do personalizations on site or custom designs or whatever. And when people come in, they say they want something, he sets it up and then he sends it to the machine and he has them press the button to actually do the firing with the case down and everything. So they have their protection from the light. But he has them press the button. And I was like, dude, that's super smart. Like that's something that I actually gave him props for, because that emotional investment of them being involved in the process and whatnot. I mean, they've probably already paid him and given him his money, but as part of like the customer experience, having that opportunity to be, oh, look, I'm the one that hit the button to fire this laser that this kid took to this show and was doing, customization and stuff like that. I think that's like just a cool step above and beyond what a lot of people probably do. And if you have a machine like that or looking into a machine like that or something, I think throwing that out there might actually be a good idea.
Right?
What's that?
Just hit the button. I don't-
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah, very sure, or very true, very
They
true.
usually buy more too because they like hitting the button. So they'll buy like a $5 little thing just so they can hit the button.
Garant, I got the coin off Alibaba. Actually, it's a sample that I purchased.
Open this.
Oh yeah, that's probably a good idea.
You might want that.
Yeah.
Brass.
For sure. I got it from Alibaba as a sample because I was kicking around the idea of potentially importing the right lock on the top of the window.
This one?
Yep. You got to spin that to the right. There you go.
Oh, okay.
Sorry about that.
Nah,
So yeah, I got those to do a test on, which we're doing now, and see if they're any good. And I might get some in for myself and maybe share the wealth. I don't know. We'll see. They might get thrown up on beamituplaserworks.com as a blank. And I do appreciate Yuri for bringing up the tape. That's awesome.
that's the-
You're great for that. It is amazing. I'm actually in the process of testing some new tapes too. But I actually did find an old connection with the guy I bought the tape from the first time. So now I'm kicking around the idea of sticking with it or sticking with the new formula. The new stuff seems a little bit stickier. So if there's any feedback anybody who actually bought the tape has on it, like, do you think having a little bit more tack to the tape and it being slightly more sticky, but also slightly a little bit more difficult to get off of the material, not a pain, it's not bad to get off, it's just it's a little bit more difficult to get off. It doesn't come off with as much ease. Give me a little feedback on that and tell me, like, do you think that would be a good thing, or do you think the original formula is the way to go? So
I'm using tape right now to block the light.
you're muted. You're muted again.
Oh. I'm using the tape right now to block the light, so there's just enough that's shining through you can see it, but not enough so it's actually like a glare like it was earlier.
It's good stuff. I believe in it wholeheartedly, and I believe in it so much that that's like the one thing I sell right now that I have so much faith in it. I believe it's like extremely important. I gave you guys 4 cookies. Diego was asleep. Then grab one, yeah. Sorry. trying to figure out the mystery of the missing cookie.
I'm running Luke's first pass now. Ready?
Yeah, you're up on the screen, man. Go ahead. Let's see this bad boy in action.
Not Mr. Press.
Sorry, I'm trying to make some adjustments on the fly, guys. This feedback thing's bothering me, so I'm gonna throw a headphone in and let's see. Microphone. Speak.
I'll make you smell
Not at all.
it.
Say something real quick.
Yeah. Like that? Is that better? Okay.
I don't think it's hooked up yet. Kyle, you there?
He might be taking care of his dog.
Yeah, that's true. All right, I can hear you now, so I think we're good. I think the feedback issue is probably resolved. So I guess that if it leaves residue, then opt for the old tape. No, there's no residue. That would have automatically disqualified it. I don't think it's like the amount of adhesive. I think it's just the type of adhesive or whatever formula they use. I just asked the engineer that the riser can be installed, but it's not recommended to be too high and unsafe. You do it yourself, you're not responsible. I think you can understand. Yeah, that's totally true. That was the vendor's response to my riser question. Yeah. So it looks like his engrave's done. Too little. Oh, it outlined it again?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But it didn't do too much. It looks pretty dark, actually. I might move this slightly so it's not. It looks dark, but it doesn't look like that nice black. You know what I mean? So I wonder if I should just turn down the speed because I'm at 100 right now, millimeters a second. So if I turn that down to maybe like 50, because
yeah, slowing down, and then your lines per inch or a centimeter are maxed out, right?
Yeah, that's at 300.
Yeah, I'd probably do that.
As high as tight as you can get it with this. So, cool. Yes, I understand. I understand that I have it the way I have it. Continue.
And maybe we'll do a few passes with yours.
Okay. This one's now from 1 minute to 6 minutes. So this because I went it down to 25. So it should just really stay on it. That's really digging in.
Nice. Yeah, this is a really nifty machine, man. I like it.
I'll be right back.
It's just like we said, the software is probably the biggest thing. The capabilities of it, with it being a 20-watt diode and a 20-watt fiber, I think are great. And honestly, it's not even necessarily that the software is holding it back. It's the way my mind works. I'm sorry, I'm totally off. I apologize. The way my mind works, because I'm so used to. When I first started off, I was using the Niji software, which was just trash. Like it was the Easy CAD 2 of the dial laser world. It was terrible stuff. And I switched over to a software program called T2. And T2 was actually, I think, initially designed to be like a CNC type software. So, like actual CNC engraving. But the thing about diodes with the gantries is it's essentially a CNC machine, but instead of a spindle, it has a laser that it operates. So, like, it's got the XY, the motors, a lot of the same stuff. G code, they both run off G code, most of them. So they're very, very close in like the nature of how they work. So T2 took the compatibility with G code and what they had built for CNC and changed it to run lasers. So I ran that for a long time. Even when everybody was like, "Ooh, Lightburn this, Lightburn that, it's so great." I was like, "I've got this T2. I know how to use it. I'm gonna stick with it." And then Lightburn announced that they had planned on releasing the Galvo support. And I just ordered my fiber laser, had my fiber laser for a while, been beating my head against the wall with EasyCAD. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna break. I'm just gonna go ahead and spend the money and get my diode and Galvo license going, and we'll just make the switch. And I haven't looked back since. I mean, Lightburn is just a tremendous piece of software. You know, and there was a conversation on the Discord today about, you know, this guy was like, well, I'm looking at a open machine. I had some questions about lenses. And like, so what's the deal with Lightburn? Like, I haven't used EasyCAD 2 or EasyCAD 3 or Lightburn, but I've used AutoCAD, so I'm familiar with that. But AutoCAD's not really like that type of like software. I just explained, like, you know, Lightburn is just like this be all end all of laser software, how awesome it is. Its capabilities go beyond just like simplicity or ease of use. It's just like the total functionality of it. And the fact that I can have my computer here in front of me and open up several windows and run my $200 diode laser and my $1,000 or thousands of dollars UV and my fiber laser, and my CO2, and I can have all of this equipment running at the same time very reliably and not have any issues. So, I mean, Lightburn is just like great, and that's the way my mind works now. Is like my mind works off of the functionalities of Lightburn, and I think trying to take that and move it over to XCS is probably, it's a lot me. Like, it's not a fault necessarily of the software. It's probably like the way my brain works just isn't compatible with it because I've been like focusing so hard on this one thing. So for a starter or a beginner, somebody who doesn't, I won't say know better, but somebody that just doesn't have that experience locked into something else, and they're learning how to use a laser with XCS, it might be a great option. So let's see. Garant said, she said I can do it though. So yeah, I mean, I think it might be, I don't know, if that box like bolts to the table and then your riser bolts to the box and the motor just kind of sits in the middle, I think that's probably not a bad idea for an issue, a huge issue. But appreciate you showing up, Garant, dude. Thanks. You're always at these, and I appreciate it, and always look forward to seeing you guys and your contributions to the chat. So you have a great night, man, and we will catch you next time.
Thank you for stopping by.
Sam said, I can't remember any time I had an issue with Lightburn. One of the best purchases I made. Yeah, absolutely. And that's what I said in my response. I wrote like a freaking novel to this guy in response to many questions. But that's what I said too, is like Lightburn is like probably one of the best purchases I've ever made. And my issue with Lightburn, I think it's crashed maybe twice on me. And I don't know what caused it, but I believe I was also maybe using beta at the time. So that could be it. I don't know. I'm not going to pin that on Lightburn, but I don't know how many times I had EasyCAD crash on me. I just, you know, would they call it easy crash for no reason? So it's definitely the superior software and the best way to go, in my opinion, as far as like controlling any laser. It doesn't matter what laser it Because obviously, if you have a 3D laser and you've gone that route, then you're going to be tied at the hip with Easy Cat 3. That's a bummer, but that's just the nature of the beast. And hopefully, you knew that or will know that going into the purchase. But light burn is amazing. So it looks like we're getting a much better engrave. I don't think we're going to need brass black. I don't. Who was it that asked that? Was it Garant or was it Sam?
I think it was.
Somebody was asking if we were going to be needing brass black since there's a limited frequency range on it. And honestly, with brass, if it was Garant, he's not even here to hear the response to that. With brass, I've found that really brass doesn't blacken the same way steel does. You don't need the higher kilohertz range in order to get a nice dark mark on black brass. And there are several ways that you can go about it. For me, I found fairly high power. Now, keep in mind, this was with my 30 watt. I haven't done too much brass with my 50 watt. But with the 30 watt, fairly high power and doing a super tight line interval is a good way to get a black. And you don't have to go like crazy tight, like into the 10,000s. But if you go like 0.013 with like 60-70% power, peak kilohertz, then you get in there and it just starts blackening things out for you. So it's a good way to go. That does look good, man. That's a nice black mark. Yeah. I wonder how durable that is. You want to durable it is. Do you want to take that out and maybe hit that 3?
Yeah.
So while Bronson's doing that, we're going to switch over to my Lightburn screen. And let's see. I have my Lightburn up. And I've decided, let's see if anybody can guess. For my heads or tails decision coin, just based off of this triangle right here, can anybody in chat make an accurate guess on what it is that I've chosen for my decision? We're going to give it a couple minutes and see. We've got 8 people watching. See if we can get a response from somebody. Mike C, Yuri, Sam. Anybody want to venture a guess based off of that triangle right there? Oh, can you guys? I think you can still see that. Yeah, even though it's not up online. We can watch Bronson moisturizing his fingers. Speaking of moisturizing, Bronson, what did my wife leave you in your room for your little welcome basket? Oh man! So we have our nice little guest room that we've got decked out. And, like my younger sibling stays there when they visit. I think my daughter stayed there when she visited. And we have a little wooden box that we put towels and like body washes and loofahs and stuff that people might, forget if they come visit and have stuff behind. But I walk in the room to show Bronson around and I see there's 2 towels, 2 hand towels, a loofah, and a big bottle of Lubriderm in the middle of the basket. And I told my wife, I was like, in the world? This poor kid. I was embarrassed. We had a good laugh, though. It was good times. All right, so we have 2 people that have ventured to guess. We have Sam and Ms. Loretta. I'm glad you stuck around, Loretta. Appreciate you. So, pull it up on the camera, bro. Harry Potter off the triangle? No, not Harry Potter. I'll disclose this in just a moment. I'm just trying to give Bronson his moment in the sun. Boom, there you go. So that is honestly a really nice black mark that he did there. And that was a total of 6 minutes plus a minute and some change. So we'll call it just 8 minutes total of engraving, which probably maybe doing a one fast pass to just break up the surface of the coin and then following it up with that pass that you just did, the 6 minute one, might be a good route to go to get a nice black mark. You're not going to get a ton of depth out of it, but you do one pass to break up the surface and then one pass to just get the dark mark and see what we have. So yeah, Yuri, no Harry Potter Yuri. I'm not sure if Loretta's laughing at the story or your coin. No, I'm kidding. Chris L says Eye of Providence. No, but I think we're kind of getting into closer. This is something that's kind of a little bit mystical, but not too super deep into the mysticism of stuff. All right, let me get back to my screen. There we are. Your mom said nice. Now figure out how to make it always land on buy. But I think what she's doing is she's going to have you give it to your customers to flip the coin and lands on buy. Because I think initially he was thinking that decision coin was for him, and now I think Bronson might think that mom wants him to just buy whatever he wants for his business to make it successful. Let's see. Chris said, for real though, maybe laser warning sign. Chris might be right. Dang, Chris, you beat me. Yep. No, this is what we're looking at right here, gents and ladies. Where is my? I flip it that way, so they're facing opposing ways, like a normal coin, like a quarter or $50 or whatever. Here we go. This is, those of you who are old like me certainly know exactly what this is. These are the responses from the original Magic 8-Ball. Cubing, how popular are frat coins on college campuses nowadays? Hey, there you go.
What?
Frat coins. That's Sam asked. Maybe you should do one that says beer or shots.
Honestly, that would probably sell really well at my college. I might have to try that. That looks pretty good. Hey, cubing, how popular? Oh yeah, so he's the one who asked. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Let's get your.
Sure. So the first pass that I did to break it up was 100 power, 100 speed, 300 lines per centimeter. That's how they have their thing, and that's the highest you can go, and the lowest you can go is 10, and then 30 frequency. I just now want to make sure that's there, and then the line. Yep. Okay. Stick it on there. All right. Send it off. Yeah, the first one should take about minute 25, it says.
All right, while you're doing that, I'm going to switch back to my screen and minimize yours. All right, so we're about an hour in already, an hour and 20 minutes. So I probably need to get my coin started pretty soon here. So yeah, this is the chart that shows the original responses to the Magic 8-Ball that I'm guessing at least a few of us probably had. Most of us have probably had some sort of exposure to over the years. So I'm going to have you guys help me out here, and I would like for you to help me with the vote. And we're going to vote for. I'm going to put numbers next to these, I think.
You're going to number them all?
Yeah, I'm going to number them all, but this is being a pain, and it's not letting me change it because I had it selected. There we go. All right, so
You just go left to right, top to bottom, 1, 2, 3, 4. Just. First pass done. Okay. So processing. Continue.
Nope, we're not going to do those. All right. So, unfortunately, the no's have a little bit more limited number, but we have 10 options for yes and 4 options for no. And we're not going to do maybes because it's only 2 sides, yes or no points. So we'll probably not do the maybes. Although in the future that might be kind of a cool thing to do, introduce a new aspect to it. So I don't know. I thought maybe it'd be cool for you guys to decide, help me decide what this coin's going to be, and when it inevitably wins, because who doesn't love the Magic 8-Ball? And everybody can take credit for it. So put your response in there for the yeses. So without a doubt, it is certain. It is decidedly so. I think that's my personal favorite. It just sounds so like, ooh, it is decidedly so. Yes, definitely. You may rely on it pretty good, most likely. Outlook good. That sounds like I think Sam might like that one. That sounds like Sam. Outlook good. As I see it, yes, yes, and signs point to yes. Probably my second favorite, signs point to yes. But it is decidedly so. I like that one a lot. So if you guys want to throw your votes in the chat, you can do that if you feel like it. We'll give it a few minutes and I'll pull Cuban's screen back up so you guys can see his laser working. So he did his first pass already, and now we're doing the dark mark.
Yep, this is the second one.
Very cool, very cool. Chris L says, "Yup, 3, nice." So he agrees. It is decidedly so. It's good. Mike C is calling tonight. Make a vote real quick, Mike, before you leave. Tell me what you think. Which yes would you like? No pressure. No pressure at all. And if you don't want to. Good night, Mike. I do appreciate you showing up, man. It's cool. You're awesome. I know these run kind of late. It's kind of hard, but I wanted to do it a little bit earlier. We got a little bit tied up. We are kind of here messing around with some stuff. And I had 2 tri-tips at home marinating in the fridge that I had to cook for Bronson because Bronson told me that Bronson had never had tri-tip before. And for me, being a California native, where California / Oregon is kind of like the home of the tri-tip, and like people not knowing what tri-tip is from where I'm from is kind of unheard of. So I was like, you know what, dude? We're gonna take a little drive. We drove down to Keokuk, which is like a 20-minute drive, where I had seen some tri-tips just like a few days before. So I bought them and marinated them for a day and a half-ish, almost 2 days. Threw them on the smoker, and then they took a little bit longer than I'd hoped because they were a little bit larger. But we had some dinner and made our way down here. So next time we'll try and run it a little bit earlier. And thank you, Mike, for your vote. You're awesome. It looks like the 3 is going to take it, dude. It is decidedly so. It looks like it is decidedly the answer that we're going to go with. So thank you guys for participating. Samson, sorry I missed it. Are those Magic 8-Ball engravings for an actual 8-sided dice or 1-sided Magic 8-Ball? I wish, man. I wish. No, Sam, it's just going to go on the coin. So I'm going to engrave the triangles on it. I might go into, I don't think we have the time for it tonight. Maybe in the future, if we have to do another coin one, maybe start off a little bit earlier and keep going a little bit faster. But I think I want to do a 3D engraving of like a hemisphere with a hole in the center and the triangle inside of that kind of fills up most of the hole. I think it would be a phenomenal engraving. I just don't think we have the time for it tonight. So that's something we could try out at another time. But we are going to do a pretty good depth engraving get down into the coin with the triangle being the high point of the engraving and unengraved, and then the lettering inside the triangle. Engrave that. So that's what we're going to do. But yeah, that does sound badass. I think that'd be a great thing to do. Like I could go into Thingiverse like right now if we had the time. Go into Thingiverse and make it a hemisphere, and then just put a core down the middle of it, and put the triangle in it, and then either import the text in Lightroom, or I think you can put text inside of Thingiverse too. So I could actually put the text inside the triangle and have it all, and then do a depth map off of that, and just boom, here we go. So
All
that's,
done.
that's something we could for sure do on a live stream. Let's see. Your mom said, "How did he like it?" Never heard of it. Tri-tip is I think it's like a loin roast. Some people,
Ooh, that's hot.
people who don't know it and they're like butchers or they know meat, they're like, "Oh, that's a waste of 3 different cuts," because they take it right out of the middle of like 3 different areas or 3 different major cuts of the cow. But it's a fairly lean cut, but it does come with a fat cap on it if it's trimmed right. So you got one side that's got a thin, like maybe a couple of thick strip of fat over it. And so you usually grill it or smoke it with the fat side up and let that render down into the meat. It comes out amazing if you don't burn it. Some people will throw it on the barbecue with high heat, and it just gets tough and it's not good.
It was really good.
Super tender, right?
Yes,
So
it
I
was
threw it
very
on.
good.
It was like between 225 and 250 for about 3 hours. And then when I took it off the smoker, let it rest for a few minutes, sliced into it, and it was just gushing juice out of it. It was really tender. You could pull it apart with your fingers, good stuff. So he did like it. At
Yes.
least he liked it to my face. and I'm
Nice.
sending him a bag home. So if he doesn't give you a couple slices, then he's
They're gonna be gone by the time I get home. That's the issue.
All right, Mom. Well, I'm sorry. I tried. All right. So let's see. Sam said that sounds bad after that. Ethan said, "Thank you guys for being so involved in creating this community." Hey, thank you for being a part of the community, dude. Like, none of us would be where we are, I think, for the most part, without everybody in the community. Like, we all learn from each other. And, you know, some of us have really, like, dug in and made, like, laser engraving our lives. Like, this is my business. You know, I don't get, like, YouTube revenue. That's not my business. My business is doing laser engraving, doing like one-off jobs for people, and doing like different things for selling and whatnot. But
Turned out good.
that's actually pretty good depth too. Like it's not deep, but you can feel it.
Yeah.
So that's awesome.
Oh, Kyle's
It's the
back.
Monopoly man.
Hey, there he is. Let's see. So Chris L said, "I've not had tri-tip either. It's not very popular up here in Alberta, but my neighbor and I brisket ribs and pork belly burn-ins. Oh, pork belly burn-ins are so good, but I have a hard time doing them more than like once a year. So I'm like, I could eat my body weight and just die after diabetes." So, as far as brisket goes, honestly, like I think a well-prepared tri-tip, it's including the trim. If you trim all the fat off, it's no good. But I think a well-prepared tri-tip could probably beat out a brisket. That's my personal opinion, but you know, everybody has their own. So enjoy your brisket ribs and pork belly, dude. That's going to be so amazing. I'm jealous. I love these ribs and pork belly for sure. And brisket's a great new food.
I'm partial to my my pork butts, which is of course not a butt at all. It's the shoulder, right? So
I like rubbing butts too.
yeah.
Yeah.
The Boston butt is nice because it only has the flat bone. It doesn't have like the knuckle of the shoulder. So it just has this little flat bone in there that's from the it's like the flat of your back kind of thing, right? So easy to remove, makes it super easy. You don't have to work at it, and there's not as much really hardcore connective tissue as the rest of the shoulder, like you'd get in a picnic roast. But it's my favorite on the smoker so far.
I like smoking butts for sure. I like doing a smoke pork roast, and then throwing it in the slow cooker after I smoke it and letting it sit in there for like a day. And then you just get like the most amazing pulled pork with a little bit of barbecue sauce. And then like, I don't know, a lot of people like throwing root beer or Diet Pepper, Dr. Pepper or something in there. I think I threw a Diet Dr. or Coke Zero in with wine with some barbecue sauce and just let it smoke for probably 5-6 hours and then let it sit in the slow cooker for like another 16. And it just came apart. It was amazing. When you get that smokiness, it's just super good. I'm getting hungry again.
I've been doing meal preps to try and lose some weight and portion control and all that. And I started doing protein pasta with I do this really cool enchilada chicken sauce. So I just used like basically canned enchilada sauce. I should really make it fresh. But I throw it in a crock pot with like 4 or 5 chicken breasts and let that cook for like 4 or 5 hours on high. And it's so good. And when you shred it, it's like chicken and pasta sauce, but it's got that little enchilada kick you get.
Nice. That sounds really good. I did one time kind of the same thing with a pork roast. With enchilada sauce, I let it sit in there like 2 days, just cooking, stewing. And it came out because I added like some garlic and some different stuff like that. It almost came out like a birria, like the birria tacos that they make.
Yeah.
So the combination of like the fats and stuff from the pork and like the enchilada sauce, and I put like some chili powder and some spicy stuff and some garlic and whatnot in it. And it almost was like, I ended up making enchiladas with it and like drizzled the sauce on top to make like wet enchiladas. And it was like so good, dude. And it just came out like birria. Like I was like, oh, I should probably do that again. I should probably smoke a pork butt, put it in the enchilada sauce and then like that. That'd be wild.
I kind of want to smoke the chicken breast now and then do a combo cook with the slow cooker for the enchilada chicken pasta, whatever. I feel like that would be amazing.
Sure. And Alex is in chat. Was in chat a few minutes ago. I don't know if he's still hanging around, but he said, "Let's go." Appreciate you coming through, Alex, brother. The man that got this whole thing started.
What up, G Dizzle? Did you get nuggets to sleep, bud? Or is she bouncing on your face?
She doing elbow drops. All right, so let's
dropping some sweet chin music on Alex's face.
All right, so we have the while Bronson's doing what he's doing.
I'm doing the
Oh no!
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
I want to
Stuck on the phone because the basement has a leak, but I'm here. That's not good, man.
Oh man, still you're getting the.
Is
Yeah,
it
you saying
like
yesterday it was getting flooded.
Foundation from the rain, or is it like a pipe? That blows, dude.
Yeah, that sucks bad. So if you guys want to go, we're going to do a vote for the second round. I think you were away, Kyle. First round that we did was a seeping through wood trim. Yeah, so it sounds like the basement's seeping through the walls. That's rough, man. We did a vote for the yes side. Kyle, my idea was to do a magic 8-ball. So I threw a triangle up that was just empty, and I was like, anybody want to guess what my yes or no thing is going to be? And of course, the OG of the yes or no game, it wasn't a coin, it was the magic 8-ball that you'd shake, and that blue triangle would show up, giving you the advice that you were so desperately seeking in life.
That's awesome.
So everybody voted for 3, and 3 is decidedly so. So that's going to be our yes side. We have 1, 2, 3, and 4 for our no side. And our no side says 1 is very doubtful. 2 is my reply is no. 3 is don't count on it. 4 is outlook not so good. I should throw 5 in there that just says "forget about it," and then I bet you Alex would vote for it, right? Oh shoot, we have my sources say no. I didn't see that one before, so let's put that as 5. I missed that. Asking later. This better not tell you now. Asking later. These are like vague replies. Reply hazy. Concentrate.
Yeah, those are like indifferent. It's not like a yes or
Yeah. Yeah, they're not yeses or nos, so we're gonna stay away from those. So we're gonna do 1 through 5. So if you guys want to take a couple minutes and in chat throw up what you would like, 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, and
Anthony's
we'll
a poet and he didn't even know it.
I didn't even mean to, yeah, for sure. That was an accidental haiku. Bronson's been having fun with this ultra. We've been learning some stuff. I gave him a little bottle opener. It's not even a little bottle. It's one of those bartenders. It's like 7 inches long.
It's the big boy.
Yeah.
Can the F1 reach end to end on that?
It can, just barely, yeah.
Ooh.
It just overlapped a little bit on either side.
Nice.
He might have
Just
yucked
enough
up
reach.
his bed a little bit. But
What?
I said you might have yucked up your bed a little bit.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean,
I looked underneath, and the issue with just ever since the first fire,
Well, first fire. You got a fire?
It's not messed up. It's well used. It's all about the terminology.
It's I believe the chef world they call it seasoning.
Yeah, there you go.
Hey, your new widgets is here. We were just talking about you yesterday, brother. I'm sorry, what was that, Kyle?
Rob? I was just saying, it just builds character. It's fine.
Yeah, it's character seasoning.
What's up, Rob? How you doing, man?
Yeah, glad you're here, Rob. Bronson and I were talking about. We were just talking about different things. He wasn't really quite sure what the green laser was good for. Rob has a green laser, right? Didn't he do those crystal cubes for you guys?
He did. They look stellar. Now that my desk is kind of finished up, I do have. You guys will actually see him. I'm working on a video where I did monitorizers. So they're like monitor organizer riser combo units that I can like put drawers in and stuff. But now that I have like a finite place where I can put it and it won't get buried or knocked over, I finally felt comfortable to take it out of the box, and it's nice to look at every once in a while. It's one of those nice things. Just leave it on the desk. I was afraid to take it out of the box and put it anywhere until I had like a spot where I knew it wasn't going to get dropped.
You didn't want a double pandas incident?
No double pandas incident.
Double pandas! Oh my god, I'm just laughing thinking it's so funny.
It was.
Sorry, Alex.
Alex is legitimately upset by double pandas.
Yeah, I know.
And yeah, I legitimately was on mic and controlling the cameras when Alex was filming that. And I had to legitimately mute my mic physically so I didn't just burst out laughing into Alex's ear. I felt
yeah, that's to me, that's just one of the most classic Ellie moments.
He was just like, damn it, for like 15 minutes while he cleaned it up. It was,
you get those golden movie quotes that just like apply to so many things in your life, and that's one of them. That's one of the best references right there. Double pandas and something breaks. But hey, Rob, I got this bad boy here, and I appreciate it, dude. You're the king. This thing is an amazing tool.
Yes, the adjustable focal
so
stick is
awesome.
pro.
Yeah, I love it, and I will forever be in your debt for this thing.
Loretta said, "Recipe, please." Which recipe? Because we talked about like.
I think it was after your chicken recipe. Yeah, I think that's the one that. And she also said Bronson's living his best life right now. Thank you for your positive influence. Good night, all. Dude, you have done a phenomenal job with this kid. I've been so impressed with him since the minute I met him, and this whole trip that he came out here. He's been a wonderful guest, and thank you for the excellent job you did making this nice. So,
Thanks for sharing your son with us.
Kyle had to make it weird.
Good. He's a good kid.
Hopefully, she didn't watch the podcast from last night. You guys ragging on this poor guy.
Nah.
Oh, you can't.
At least not with this software.
Should we? Can we share your screen again? There we go. So maybe Bronson can, while we're doing this, just kind of talk his way through some of this stuff with XCS.
Yeah.
I think
I
you're
gotta yell at
muted.
my dog. One second.
I'm trying to get this because you can see where on the thing it has a circle there and a rectangle there, and so I'm trying to mask it so I can get rid of those two spots. But with XCS, it is being a little more difficult, at least to say the least. So I don't know for sure what I'm going to be doing to try to remedy that. I wonder if they're all on the same layer. That'll do something. No, not at all. I just want to grab that. Release compound vector.
So for those of you who don't have XCS experience, this is kind of what it's like.
Oh, I'm having so much fun.
So it's a little bit like Lightburn, but it's their own thing.
This is a. You know what? I'm just gonna. I don't know if I can do anything about getting rid of those spots, at least not with this.
Do you want some aluminum business cards to put under it, maybe, or maybe one of those metal cards that kind of?
Oh, just so it doesn't do it more.
Yeah. Don't forget to
got
up focus a little bit.
Yeah, I'll refocus. Where am I? There mine are.
We found that if you do a
You focus by like 0.8 or 1 millimeter roughly.
yeah, so a little under a millimeter if you defocus.
I'll
and
focus
then
to
we
this.
use, instead of using the SVG mode where it's filling, we do a graphic. Then it actually does a fairly good job at making a black mark. So that's kind of how we have gamed our way into a black mark on this. And it's done a really good job. I'm impressed with the quality of the black mark that's on there. You showed that off, right?
Yeah, we could do it again too. It turned out really well. All right, I focused it to the business card, so it's going to be the same height as if it was the bed. Are you working on your coin then?
I'm going to switch computers. So let's just leave you up for this so they can see kind of how you got the end result. You refocused it?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
I'm going to negative image this side, though. It also might make it go faster. Adjustments, invert. Okay, and then I think the contrast is still up to 100. Oh, that's why it won't let me do a mask, because the mask there's already been a mask on it, and it always remembers it, unlike Lightburn, where it keeps it like that forever. So that makes sense. Okay, at least I understand that now. Contrast is at 100, perfect. So that should just be black and white. And get these out of there. Don't want. Cool. Okay, go to processing. Last time it was like an hour 40 minutes for this, so we'll see what it is on the negative if that makes it go any faster. Hour 12. That's like 30 minutes faster.
Yeah, they watched the whole Paw Patrol movie. You can watch some of this, okay?
All right.
What? We're gonna watch this for a little bit, and then we'll maybe pick something different, or we might be done. I don't know.
Here we go. Getting that going. Where'd the good old duct tape taking me back?
What's up?
Oh no, I was just talking about duct tape. That kept falling off, and so I just gave it a little strip
Oh.
and stick it on there.
Smells like a little bit of that tape going back in the food.
What?
The tape is
Oh,
not a big deal. It's all good.
I probably should have put more card. Oh no, it's engraved in that card. Perfect.
All right, I'm gonna switch to my F160 lens on the 50-watt fiber.
Do you
We
want me
had-
to switch you to this big camera?
It's already switched there. It's just kind of showing up. You know, we'll show your engraving.
Oh, okay.
Nobody wants to see me switching lenses. At least I doubt it. Oh, dude, this thing's stuck again.
Oh,
Yeah, my 300
Spacer?
millimeter lens got stuck in this spacer. Now the two. Oh, there we go. I'm gonna put some oil on the threads of this one.
Try a wire brush if you have one.
They're pretty clean. I just think it's like, I don't know. Maybe this needs it. I don't know. The F430 got stuck in it earlier today. And then this one, the F380, got stuck in it. So I don't know what's the deal with these lenses.
Sometimes they're just weird.
Again, thank you for the heads up on that sale for those F380s. That can be bad.
Love me some weird lenses.
Yeah, that guy, there was a guy in Fiber Chat yesterday who was asking about golf clubs and like doing bends on the golf clubs and stuff. And I put the 300, the F430 or 20 in and was running that. And it just wasn't really hitting that well, but it was making the bends. I threw the 380 in and that thing was making the bends and it was hitting. Like it was sparking.
Yeah, sometimes you
That's
just
a lot.
need just a slightly shorter focus to get the power down, but you
Yeah,
still need
yeah,
that
it was.
that range
Your
to
300
get
was.
around.
Yep, exactly. I mean, the 300 was doing some work, but it just wasn't. It wasn't really getting as deep as I wanted or really needed for the demonstration for this guy to see if it was going to be even possible for him to do what he wanted to do. So I think we accomplished what he wanted and then some. So pretty exciting. Oh yeah, for sure. 70.5 millimeters. I think that's where I reset Rob's measurement thing too. I loosened it and slid it around. Now, now I'm not in focus anymore. Possibly, yeah. Hopefully, I don't get banned for that. Bronson making gun noises. Hey. Oh, pup doing good, Kyle?
Huh? Oh, she's good. She is laying down. She's chewing on a deer antler right now.
All right, so let's go back and take a look and see what people wanted for. So we got 2 votes. We got number 5. My sources say no. I kind of like that one. And Rob said number 4, which what was 4? 4 was Outlook not so good. That was not bad. I like most of the no's. My reply is no. It's pretty straightforward. My sources say no. I kind of like that one. I might be leaning that way with Chris. I need a tiebreaker here. Somebody chime in, break this tie for me. Yuri, Sam, somebody chime in and let's see what we got.
Can you read off the options again?
Yeah, I can. It's 1 is very doubtful. 2 is my reply is no. 3 is don't count on it. 4 is outlook not so good, and 5 is my sources say no. Right. There we go. So those are the options.
It's between 4 and 5, right?
4 and 5 are the only ones that have been voted on so far. But Yuri's in there with his 4. Yeah. Let's see if anybody else has any input.
Do I get a vote?
And then do me a favor, guys, and throw in chat if you have any ideas of anything else that you'd like to see done. Any other live stream ideas? I am
Go for it,
extremely
Kyle.
open.
I'll verbally vote for number 4 as well.
Number 4. All right, so 4 is running away with it. Sorry, Chris, I was with you. If it was my kids voting on something, I'd say my vote trumped it anyhow. But we're gonna remain Democrat. Oh no way, Laura's here. Laura's up burning the midnight oil tonight.
Pew, 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 pew.
Oh, dude, my kid got a DJ machine for his birthday. His birthday was today.
Oh.
And we had a party for him on Sunday. And he got this DJ machine, and it has that sound effect on it. And he was playing with it today. And Bronson's all, Alex would love that thing because he was sitting in the kitchen going, bow, 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 bow.
He would
Chris
be all over that.
Have a good night, Chris. Thanks for stopping by.
Chris is calling.
Hi, Chris.
Hey,
Have a
man.
good one.
Chris, thanks again for joining the community. I'm glad you found us. I would love to see you on the Discord and the Diode channel, spicing things up with your knowledge and experience. And then when you get your CO2 in, then you can hit us up from there. The LMA also. I mean, the LMA is just an amazing way to support the reserve community. It's got a very, very good collective of people with lots of experience. So thanks again, Chris, and you have a great night. Hopefully we'll see you again. And Laura, what are you up to tonight, Laura? I was just saying today that I need to get either Resin Dragon or Laura on one of these live streams.
My dog just did the cutest thing. She accidentally, you know how like the cones of shame that they have to wear after surgery, you know how they pop sometimes? She popped her cone and she was like, oh no, Dad'll fix it. And so she went over to me and I popped it back in. She licked my hand and walked away.
Aww.
She's like, I don't want to get in trouble, Dad. Fix it. It's funny. Yeah, my dog is too damn adorable. Yeah, you go. You go, girl. Ew, slobber.
Kyle, are you thinking about going to the 2025 Lightburn at all? Because I know that one I think is a little closer to home, so I didn't know.
It is technically, depending on traffic, it's like it's hard to guesstimate distance once you get into like the island of New York City.
Yeah.
But getting down to Yonkers is like an hour ish if it's if there's no traffic. If there's like normal light traffic, maybe an hour and 15, hour and 20.
Okay.
I don't really have a great concept of driving through the city though in terms of time though, because the few times I've done it, it's either been really late at night and there's zero traffic and I just hit a couple of lights and then I'm through the city.
Yep.
Or it's like deadlocked and I basically sit in the same spot for 3.5 hours and then all of a sudden it disappears. So it's just weird, but it's going to more depend on if I can get my crap together for next year. Thankfully, I have a year almost to get my crap together. It's next summer, right?
Yeah.
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah. So if I can get my stuff together, I'd really like to go. But I got to get some stuff on lock before I can commit.
Sounds good. I don't know if I'm able to go yet or not, but I would like to definitely make it if I can, because I had a lot of fun at the first one.
Yeah, I want to come hang out. I want to come see you guys, and
I say a lot of great people there. So at least at the last one I was. So
If not, then we're gonna rent the panel and go abduct you.
do what?
What's that movie with Will Ferrell where they join the fraternity?
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Where they like get the panel van and they like abduct the guy and they're like,
Yes.
"Call the cops, we'll kill you." I'm just kidding. We'll have him back by dinner.
I forget what it's called, but yeah, I love that. It's a good movie. I almost said Back to School, but that is definitely the wrong movie.
Yeah.
But that's another good movie.
That is, yeah.
Classic.
Old Rodney.
I don't believe they've spoken about pricing yet. I'm fairly positive. I mean, I can't speak for them, obviously, but I am fairly positive they're very much still in the beginning stages of planning. So I don't even know if they know what pricing is going to be even remotely yet. The benefit, I'm already in Southwest Connecticut, so it's already a short drive for me. For you, you're probably, if you're are you toward Boston in Massachusetts, or are you like Rhode Island? You're probably like 2-ish hours northeast of me, so that would like double or triple your driving distance compared to me even.
What kind of
Who's that?
shitty
Jackson?
screen was there?
Oh, Lord. Oh, no, it's not. No.
Okay.
Oh, so Laura's. Where you at, Laura?
I think she's east of me. I'm pretty sure.
I know she's told us.
You won't drive, you're too afraid. I guess that's fair. Long distances are not everyone's, comfort. I can agree with that. Half hour from Cape Cod, 35 minutes from Boston. Yeah, so you're probably, I mean, depending on traffic, probably between an hour and a half and 2.5 hours away from me to the northeast.
if Bunny Washer was going to be here tonight, I was going to use my titanium. Because he had put in special requests.
One thing I was considering doing instead of driving through the city, I was considering,
You want to move yours up to there?
huh?
Oh,
Sorry,
sorry. I was
who's that?
talking to Anthony.
One thing I was considering was parking on like the outskirts of the city because there's parking garages like everywhere without having to go into the city, and just Ubering in, and then just picking a parking garage next to whatever hotel you pick. You could go closer to the airport, maybe drive in overnight. So you're just basically hopping on the highway, taking the exit right into the airport. And then they have parking there, and you could take a shuttle to a hotel maybe, and then Uber from there. It would be probably, it's probably not going to be a cheap Uber because it's probably going to be like over 20-minute drive, but depending on where you want to park outside the city. But at night, it's really not so bad. Like 11, 12 o'clock in the city, it's like kind of akin to I don't know, like 8 p.m. traffic in like a moderately sized normal suburb city.
It's probably kind of similar to like I would always try to time my drive through Los Angeles to be about that time too.
Yeah.
The traffic there is bananas. But if you hit midnight or like, even like 9 or 10 p.m. traffic in LA is so much more manageable than 3 p.m. traffic or whatever.
I went on a little road trip with Courtney, my girlfriend. I think we were like 4 blocks away from the convention center that LBX is going to be at.
Oh, cool.
It's really not a bad area. It's just busy during the day.
I bet, yeah.
So like if you're not a comfortable driver in traffic, or you really don't like being surrounded by cars that are 2 feet away from you at any given moment, it's going to be very anxiety inducing. But at night, like after 9, 10 o'clock, traffic really dies down a lot unless it's you're getting into a weekend. But I'm pretty sure LBX is supposed to be Thursday, Friday, Saturday, right? Or is it Friday, Saturday, Sunday?
I'm not sure. Last year was
I'll look it up.
Sunday.
I'll look it up. LBX 2025. But if I was going, I would probably commute in the night before, so I'm already there for the next morning. That way I could go in late at night, get a good night's sleep at a hotel without having to deal with too much traffic.
Yeah, it's a smart move.
And then it's just a short Uber taxi drive over to the convention center. It's not too bad out at night unless it's like really late. If you're talking like 11, 12, 1, 2 in the morning, you probably don't want to be farting around, walking around in that area, but that would be anywhere in New York. But it's just because there's always people awake, and more often than not, it's troublemakers like anywhere else. But they're scheduled Friday. Oh no. There we go. LBX 2025. July 19th and 20th. 19th and 20th of July is June, July 19th. Saturday and Sunday. So yeah, it would be a Friday night commute in, and then like a Sunday night commute out. Sunday night would be cake. Friday night would be I mean, you're gonna probably have the partiers if you're really commuting into the city. If you're doing the airport thing, like if you're dropping your car at like a commuter lot, or like a locked gate parking area, and then just going to a nearby hotel, it probably wouldn't be so bad. And then just Uber or taxi in. But I don't know. There's options.
Oh, so Kyle, so you know that deck of playing cards that I made for you, Alex, and Matt, and I'm voiced.
Yeah.
So tonight, Anthony helped me get in contact with a guy that could make like full size cards. And so now I just pulled the trigger on getting 1,100 like full playing card size blanks. So now the decks can be like actual size instead of like business card size.
Sexy.
And it's enough for 5 decks of red, 5 decks of dark blue, and then 11 decks of black. The guy sent samples over for Anthony a while back, and this is what the red and blue would look like. He had a couple other colors he showed, but these are the 2 that went with.
Interesting.
They're actually anodized. I don't know if you mentioned that. Was
they look clean.
Yeah, they're actually anodized products. So something that a lot of companies call anodized. It's great.
Yeah, I was gonna say the deck you got from me, those were painted ones because I didn't know that those weren't anodized. So, and yes, Laura, this is the F1 Ultra. I brought it down to Anthony's so we can mess around with it.
It's been a lot of fun.
I have to leave so soon because otherwise it'll be fun. Have a couple more days to mess around.
Yeah, it's a bummer that you got to go. But Mr. College Man's got to go back to school. Back to school. Back to school. Oh. All right, so I don't know if you guys can see on my screen. I'm going to switch away from Bronson real quick for a minute and pull up mine. I got my gates set up, and my coin is in the perfect position for it to be engraved, I think. I say perfect very loosely. I use that term loosely. It's in a good position, I think, for... Do you have your glass? Okay.
Yep, I got it.
So, use 10,051 for beam it up laser tape. Is you tear off a piece of it and put it on your engraving. And then I use 1,000 speed, 0.1 for the line interval, 8% on this 50 watt, and 35. Oh wait, that's 270. 37 for the kilohertz, and it just goes through and does a quick engrave, and it filled that in pretty good. And you just compare it to make sure it's lined up. And I use my thumbnail to kind of like do a line through that groove. You see me on the camera? Oh yeah. So I just use my thumbnail and my fingernail to make a line to the groove that, and just make sure that the engraving matches up with it, which it does. So I think, like I said, we're lined up really well. So we're getting this point. So the moment has finally come. And thank you guys for your participation in voting in this very important election of which sides to use. Laura, since you just got here, I'll let you in on it. We're doing on Discord. We do a coin challenge every month, and this month we're doing. They voted on decision coins, so we're doing like a coin that you would toss to make a decision to do or not do something. And I figured, hey, the original OG decision maker was the good old. It was the good old Magic 8-Ball. So I downloaded a little deal that has like all of the Magic 8-Ball sayings on it with the like OG Magic 8-Ball, and I downloaded them to my computer. And so this is the design right here. Everybody voted. Since there were like 10 yeses and then 5 no's and like 4 or 5, I don't know, maybes, we decided to vote for just the yeses and just the no's. So it is decidedly so. 1 out over all the yeses, and then outlook not so good is going to be the other side of it. So that's what we're going to use for our coin toss. And I need to do a little bit of tweaking on my whole design, but that's what it's going to look like.
So I looked up the driving distance from both LaGuardia and JFK to the event center. It's further than I thought it was. They do have parking. You can still park there and then get a hotel nearby. But it's going to be like a 20-minute taxi drive on the highway or on state roads. So it's going to be expensive. So I found there's got to be like 20 hotels to pick from, all of which offer parking. Some of them are paid parking, some of them aren't. But you can actually get the hotel off of the island. So like in like the Greenpoint area, or like on the other side of the Brooklyn Bridge, or whatever. That would drop the distance down to like under 5-minute drive probably. So it would cut your commute time by a lot, which would reduce the taxi drive cost. It looks like the hotels are, if you go for like one of the cheaper ones, like 150 to 250 a night, but it's too far out for most of them where I can't look at the pricing for next summer yet. But I would probably just drive in on a Friday night when it's quiet.
Are you still muted, bro?
Friday night quiet. That Friday night's the party night.
Well, it's quieter than 6 o'clock in rush hour.
I mean, that's fair.
I would drive in, like, I would aim for like a 10 or 11 o'clock arrival at the hotel, and then just grab a snack and go knock out for the next day. And I wouldn't even bother trying to drive into the city, because trying to find on-street parking close enough to walk comfortably. I don't know about you, but I'm not in great physical shape. So Bronson,
yeah, you are. I'm in great physical shape too. Round is your shape. Remember that.
I would have to use Bronson as a chocobo.
Oh, there you go. What we'll do is we'll give Bronson a rickshaw, and we can ferry people in on his rickshaw. And he'll get into his marathon.
One of the little bicycle trailer things with the canopy over it.
I don't think the rickshaw is the one where you hold it like a backwards wheelbarrow.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, we could be nice and get him the bike one, I guess. He's not going to get as much cardio.
I mean, he's got to drive us over the Brooklyn Bridge to get us in, so he's got to get up to like 560.
You think the tolls are cheaper if you're in a rickshaw?
No license plate, they can't charge you.
Yeah, there you go. All right, so I'm
We
just gonna
about gassed the kids. I moved it into here.
Oh yeah, I was gonna make sure I was picked up. I saw you do that, so I appreciate that, dude. We weren't gonna. We already gave. We don't need that.
Oh, Sam, I was going to their sites directly to try and get bookings. They just don't have access to it yet because it's like 4 full seasons ahead at this point. You probably could. I could probably lock in a rate, but it's fine. Pretty much year round, most of the ones I was looking at, they only vary by $50 a day, so it's not the end of the world if it shifts a little bit.
And it's all.
It's the end of the world as we know it.
Looks like it's turning out good.
But yeah, that's my plan. I'm just gonna get a hotel just on the other side of one of the bridges, either like Jersey City area or on like the Brooklyn side of the bridge or whatever, and then just commute in. Short 5-minute drive with a taxi.
Yeah, we got 6 viewers, so I think we're kind of fizzling out a little bit. Laura, it looks like you, Sam, me, Bronson, and Kyle. I'm not sure who else is hanging out. We had Mike Caesar for a little while. Yuri's probably still working. He hasn't said good.
$50 a day for 2 or 3 hard liquor drinks. Where are you getting drinks from, bud?
Oh, Rob's still hanging out too. Hey, appreciate you hanging out, Rob. You're awesome. You guys, you really do a great job with tuning in on these, and I appreciate it. I will, if you're a member of the Discord, Rob, I'm going to go ahead and post these plans in English into the hashtag hashtag Quan Challenge on Discord. So if you want to check those out, you can join us and go there. And if you want to participate, we'd love to see you. It's like Laura said she ordered some blanks. Laura, you said you ordered some coins and some other blanks. Do I need that tape for a topper on a coin? You don't need it. You can run a really light path on brass and it shows up okay without doing like a deep engrave. And you can kind of get an idea, but I have this tape and I like to use it. It's very handy. So I typically use it for just about everything.
You're cutting out a wee bit, bud.
Me?
Yeah, it's like tapering your voice off just a little bit. I don't know if it's sound cancellation or if your mic isn't catching you.
Should be right up on my face, but is that it? Is that any better?
The sound of it.
Gotcha. So hopefully that will be better. Would I use the tape on steel to get a better, deeper engrave? It's not going to help you with a deeper engrave. It might help you if it has a super shiny surface and it's very reflective, and you want to try and help break through that reflectiveness without risking like a flashback on your lens. That's a possibility, I guess, but it's not going to make your engrave. It does on wood. It really helps with cleanup after your post process. So if you're doing like a deep engrave on some wood, and you don't want to have to spend a bunch of time sanding, or you're doing it on plywood where if you sand too hard, you're going to break through that top layer, then it's really good for that, like CO2, UV, stuff like that. Even though the UV doesn't really get much of a mess. Is the mic doing better now, or is it still sucking?
I think it's a little bit better now.
It stays that way. Sorry about that, guys.
It happens.
Oh yeah, Sam's out there on the West Coast. It's only 9 o'clock where he's at, or almost 9 o'clock. Champs like Kyle and Laura. I know that's probably chopping up because I'm next to the laser. But can you see that okay?
Yeah, looks good.
The zoom on this isn't spectacular, but I moved the camera a little bit to try and get a better view.
I honestly, I think where it's at is probably as good as it's gonna get, only because of the like the plasma flash you get from ablating.
Yeah.
If it goes in too much deeper, you're gonna get a lot of glare, and like it's gonna try and adjust the ISO.
You know what? I think with the IR from the laser, it's actually interfering with my remote work.
Oh, that's kind of funny.
Yeah, it's because the camera is watching the engraving, and I'm trying to focus in a little bit further, and it is actually not responding at all to my remote.
Just
How many
not
passes
having
you
it.
What was that, Kyle?
It's just not having it.
No, it's probably because the IR getting dumped into the room, but from the laser. But let's see. Laura said you want to hear some great news. I became a Lynn's Digital affiliate. That is awesome news. That's
Nice.
great, Laura. That's really great news. That's super cool. Is that are you possibly gonna maybe be able to carry that over to some work at OBS, or is that different from like being an affiliate or like a, what do they call those people? Ambassadors? Yeah, ambassadors.
I think a lot of companies interchange the labels.
Yeah, that's
You-
kind of what I was.
and interpret them differently, but if it's the way I understand it, that's basically their affiliate program is if you help people out and they're like, cool, I want one too, it means that you have your own affiliate code and you can hook them up. Sometimes there's like a discount that goes with it. Um, I don't know if Lens Digital does. I haven't. That's Alex's area of expertise. I haven't dug into their affiliate program, but it's kind of a nice thing, because typically if you're already spending time helping people and it saves them money if they want one, it gives you some cash flow to help pay for your time where you're helping people. So
Gotcha. Yeah, she said it's for the pie burn stuff, so she must be really involved with pie burn. That's must be the rotary that she uses to do those awesome wraps. And good night, Laura. We appreciate you coming and watching and spending some time with us. And I will look forward to you being on Discord tomorrow to check out the coin.
yeah,
Have
have a good night. Hope your day goes good tomorrow.
She's so awesome. I don't remember if you were on when she popped in, but
And
Bronson and I were literally talking today about how I'd love to have like more for Resin Dragon
yeah,
be able to come on, because it's cool to just get different perspectives and such awesome, like friendly and committed people in the community. Exactly, I've been hoping, especially with the UV cool. Thank you, Laura, again. We appreciate you. You showing up was a treat. Shoot, you and
Absolutely.
Cheryl are amazing.
always
Don't sell
good
yourself
chat
short,
with you. Yeah.
for sure. She and Cheryl are Facebook friends now. That's good. Set this up for 15 passes.
Oh, 15.
Yeah, 15. I figure high power. I'm probably gonna have to do a couple things too. So we'll get into it. Probably, I don't know. I'd like to get both sides done, but it's getting a little bit late.
Oh, I have a question.
Good night, Laura. Have a good night.
Good night, Laura. I'm gonna have to pack all my stuff up tonight, aren't I?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you want to get up like early.
Nope, I'd rather pack it up tonight and not deal with it tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll give you a hand and get all loaded up in the car. This kid, I swear, he packed up his whole dorm room and brought it with him. He had like
You have no
he
idea.
had like totes and boxes and suitcases, and I was like,
All
"Dang,
one
bro, are you coming?
suitcase.
Are you coming for a visit, or are you moving in? Like, I'm
One
cool with it, but just give me a heads
suitcase.
up."
Ooh.
He had one suitcase in his backpack for the airplane.
Oh, my backpack's got all my cords and computers.
Did you drive down?
Yeah, I did. It's like a 4-hour, like roughly exactly 4 hours.
That's not quite so bad. I thought it would be
No,
worse.
it's really not. And technically, I drive through my college town on the way back. It's only 2 hours from my college.
Even better.
Exactly. So if there's a weekend or something, I could just drive down here and we could mess with more stuff because my lasers will be at college, not the CO2. That's if I get the Aeon, that one will be at college, but my Omtech will stay at home.
So at the corner, I use flood fill because I love flood fill. It just always seems to be the way to get the fastest. Hey, Kyle, maybe you can answer this question for me. I believe the flood fill version of an EasyCAD 2 is like, what do they call it? Like advanced fill, or it's the one where it's the snake, right? Where it doesn't actually shut off in between lines.
Yeah,
It
flood
actually
fill.
stays on.
You use the snake and you turn off all calc. So if you
in
do all
Lightroom,
calc,
because-
it will wipe across the entire
right.
the entire object. As long as it's all in the same layer, it's going to mark the entire layer back and forth. If you turn that off, the default is closer to flood fill.
Okay, so in flood
It's
fill
not
and
exactly
Lightburn,
the same, but that's as close as you're going to get.
okay. So in flood fill and Lightburn, does it shut off the laser in between lines, or does it burn?
Ooh, you got really quiet.
So if you're going vertically between the two lines, does it? Oh, you know what? I've actually just might have switched my switch to my. Yeah, that's why. That's fine. All right. So how does this sound?
You're muted now.
That's weird.
I think it's just trying to sound cancel a lot of what's going on behind you.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Okay. So I think what happened was I switched to my headphones because I was getting a lot of feedback from Bronson when we talked.
Damn it, Bronson.
My bad.
So I think what happened was I switched to my headphones, and then when it switched to the headphones for the speaker, it switched to the headphones for my mic too. So whenever I turned my big fat head, it was covering up the little mic hole in the beats. So
Your head's beautiful. Don't call it fat.
it's big, fat, and beautiful. But there. So I think that should be a lot more consistent sound now, hopefully. Does it sound a little bit better now?
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, it sounds good.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
No, it's all
I
good.
was spacing on for a second.
It is all good, brother.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you sound great.
All right. Well, you sound great.
Well, thank you.
So are you working on anything fun, Kyle?
Still looking at cameras.
Nice.
You gonna
Lots
buy a
of-
nice fancy one?
No, I'm looking for a $30 cheaper Lightburn camera, basically.
Oh, right.
Did you use that tool on Lightburn's website for selecting the proper camera?
I'm using the one in their app.
In the app? Okay, yep. I think that's the one I was asking. Yeah, because you can go to it's not under laser tools, is it?
It's under the help menu.
The help menu, that's right. Yeah, because somebody was asking. It used to actually be they had an FAQ on the website.
Yep.
And it was there. And then somebody was asking about that on Discord about how they couldn't find it anymore. And I was like, and then we actually discovered it's in the menu in Lightburn. I forgot about that. Thank you.
Hey,
Yeah, the
Kyle.
cameras are pretty cool though.
Yep.
Oh, sorry, Bronson.
Oh, no, you're all good. Is there any, like, just guessing, is there any way to technically, like, jailbreak the X2 iPhone Ultra and make it work with Lightburn? Just speculating, not like, yes, for sure.
It'll work as is with Lightburn. The problem is it treats it like a gantry instead of a galvo. So it treats it as basically a G-code gantry.
Okay.
So the problem is if you want to switch between fiber and diode, you have to mess with the G-code or create a macro to input the G-code to switch back and forth.
Okay.
And problem 2 is because it is gantry or it behaves as gantry, you don't get the same layer and tool capabilities that you get with a galvo machine normally.
Yeah.
Because it treats it as a dumb gantry, which
Okay.
is a little frustrating. Because if it fully worked in Lightburn, it would be a significant tooling change and quality of life improvement.
Yeah.
But then the XCS software, they've developed that to the point where it does unlock a lot of stuff. There's just not a lot of more advanced features. So I don't know. There's not a lot of happy medium with it. But if the software it comes with does well for you, then it does well for you. If you were going to try and jailbreak it, you would need to order a controller, and you'd have to reverse figure out where all the wiring goes on it so that you could figure out what pinouts it needs to get wired to on the EasyCAD 2 board. And then on top of that, you would need to figure out how to switch between diode and fiber because there's no inherent way to do it in EasyCAD.
Okay.
EasyCAD's designed to only work with one laser source at a time. And at a time, I mean in general, just one. Like it's not meant to switch back and forth. So you would probably have to come up with like a custom IO board and trigger like an IO port to enable or disable one or the other or something. Or unless there was like a physical switch. I don't know. But
Okay.
It's not going to be easy.
A physical switch or 2 EasyCAD boards.
I mean, yeah, I guess you could do it that way too.
But then you'd have to worry about feeding into the one gantry, and that would just be weird. So that probably wouldn't work.
I just wish it like have hatch patterns. That's what's really just killing me. There's no cross hatch, no flood fill, nothing. Which is going to make those playing cards engrave way slower. Unless I go ask that guy for his 30-watt laser star back just to mess with, but I don't really want to do that.
I wish we had more time to fiddle with this light burn stuff, because I would love to just have like a couple days to just deep dive into it.
Yeah.
I'm starting to wonder if it's just us now. I think we're alone now.
Probably.
If you're still here and still paying attention and still awake, drop a like if you haven't already. Hey, look, Sam's here. I appreciate you, Sam. You're a hardcore, diehard man. He wants to see this magic 8-ball coin finished. I don't remember if you were on yet or not. I think you were, Kyle, or maybe you'd stepped away. We were talking about maybe possibly doing a magic 8-ball coin 3D, where I would like go into Tinkercad and make a hemisphere, and then put a hole in the middle of the hemisphere, and then put a triangle inside the hole, and then put text on the triangle, and export it as an STL, so it would do like a 3-dimensional engrave of the actual 8-ball.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, I thought so. Sam seemed to think it was a pretty cool idea too. So, and I could like set the triangle down a little bit lower than the rest of it, and like just kind of do the thing. I think that'd be fun. So that might be a project that I need to work on. My glasses or my goggles are fogging up. And Yuri, of course, is here too. That's awesome.
Hell yeah.
Yuri's hardcore, bro. Yuri's one of the many Michigan guys that we have here, because I think Vinny's from Michigan, Yuri's from Michigan. I think like John Uftring or John Trotto, one of those two guys are from Michigan, I think.
Voices.
Boyce is from Michigan, yeah. Seems like a high concentration of laser fellas. And Sam, if I'm right, Sam's from like Oregon or something, right? Sam, are you Cali? It's manufacturing mecca, yeah, for sure, right? At least it used to be.
Yes, sir.
Sam's in Oregon. Beautiful area out there. Still miss the IPAs from the West Coast.
That's what my parents did.
Parents get what?
IPAs.
They drink them? Yeah, that's good stuff, man.
I used to really enjoy my IPAs. Actually, one of my favorites. Let me see if I can pull it up. I don't even know if they make it anymore. Ah, they do. So, are you familiar with Flying Dog?
Yeah.
They have an IPA called Raging Bitch.
Raging Bitch, yeah. I was going to say Crazy Bitch, but yeah, Raging Bitch, that's right.
It's so good. First time I ever had it was on tap at Buffalo Wild Wings, and it's really nice and citrusy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It was one of my favorite IPAs for a really long time.
Yeah, my favorite, or one of my favorites, speaking of citrusy, is one called Citrus Mistress. It's a Hop Valley beer. And I can get some Hop Valley stuff out here, but I cannot find it. I even talked to the beer distributor guy himself, and he said they didn't even have it in their system for being able to distribute it. But Citrus Mistress, it's an IPA made with grapefruit peels, and it is so crisp and fresh. I loved it.
Nice. Sam said, not even kidding. I got a debt collection letter from a company in Michigan a month ago. I've never visited or had a business in Michigan. I'll probably buy a new fiber because of their screw up. What happened there?
Craziness. Debt collectors are getting out of pocket nowadays, dude. They're trying wacky stuff, and then even like fraud debt collectors. They try to collect on stuff you don't even owe. They're just people are desperate to make an easy buck. It's nuts.
I've been having some weird billing issues where, like my health insurance will pay a bill to the doctor, but they'll pay it on like the last day before, like, basically the doctor gives up and just sells the debt to somebody to deal with it. But it's covered under health insurance, so I never get a bill. I don't even ever see the balance. But because of the way they do their transaction on the back end, when it does, or if it does go to the debt collector, like, it pops up, they call me, and I'm just like, yeah, I never had a balance, and I have a bill here that says my insurance paid it, so go pound sand. And they're just like, oh, shit.
Wow.
There's like, we just bought a debt because we thought we were going to get paid. Well, no, you're not. Go pound rocks.
That's crazy, man.
The whole system of just buying debt to collect is gross.
Oh yeah.
That's a whole nother issue.
Yeah, it really is though.
And the amount of data that debt collectors get on people for pennies on the dollar is crazy on top of it.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, dude. Oh, you're muted.
Yeah. So,
Well, what Sam's something.
I hope I get that whole
Oh.
Tumblr order thing going. You still want to do that race? Am I still muted?
No, I can hear you.
Oh, you can hear it? Kyle might have stepped away for a second.
I can hear you, but all good.
He was trying to challenge you.
Yeah, seeing if you wanted to do that Tumblr thing still. I'm thinking about try to do as much of live streams of all those Tumblrs as I can.
That'd be cool.
Don't get me wrong.
Which Tumblr thing?
For you, the college that I go to.
Oh, yeah.
That large order.
Stream it, man.
He wants to see if you can do 2,000 cups beforehand.
Yep.
No.
No.
I can't afford to buy 2,000 cups unless it's for an order.
Ooh, you should have like a third of them sent to you, me, and Kyle, and we can have a real race.
Oh, that'd be kind of cool.
Do like 650 something a piece or whatever it comes out to. 666.
I think that would be really. I would take the remainder to do an extra 2 cups if I had to.
Well, you don't feel like doing hundreds and hundreds of tumblers?
Oh no, I mean I would do. So if we split it into 3, I would do my share, but I would take the remainders so that there wasn't just a portion of a cup undone.
Oh, okay.
I would do the extra 2 or 3 tumblers if I had to.
Okay.
I think that would be a really interesting race. I would be down for that.
That'd be cool.
I mean, that would be a lot of hours of just doing cups, but
I was gonna say the lady that I was talking to at Aeon, she told me that if I did it the way that she thinks it could get done, on the low end, it would take me 55.55 hours of engraving. That's not including the taking them out, packaging, and stuff like that.
Yeah, the human time.
Oh,
Yep.
See, that's where it gets you. Trying to balance that with college is going to be a lot of fun, let me tell you.
Wow, Yuri said he has about 2,200 mugs in inventory.
Are you
Pass up
kidding
an
me?
Alibaba deal.
Oh,
That's ridiculous.
light them up, Sam. They deserve everything they get.
Looks like I'm doing a race against Yuri. You just got the inventory.
Wow, that's hilarious. I have like 8.
I think I have 30. Because of that one tumbler mess up that I did. Or I had to buy a whole new box of them.
I think I have like 8 or 9 left.
I'm loving how this negative image Damascus is turning out.
How far are you on progress?
I'm almost done. I'm at the last 10 minutes. So it's been going for an hour.
Wow.
So one of the schools I just sent like a sample preview to, like an email advertisement to, where I could do like custom back to school mugs for teachers or whatever, branded stuff for the school. The PTA partnered with basically a merch company, and the merch company has a 30% off deal right now, which drops the cost of their tumblers, which by the way are absolutely JDS mugs.
Oh yeah,
Or come from the same factory. Yeah, or come from the same factory. It drops it down to basically cost. They're like $8 a tumbler, and that's with being engraved. Like they must be either getting done in China or they're just trying to dump stock because they're so overstocked. I think it would be a stretch if they're making more than $1 per cup at the price that they're selling it at, because it's already, I think when I checked it, it was 50 cents above the full percent off bulk pricing from JDS. And JDS's markups are based on case. So that's why they charge you so much more if you're buying less than a case.
I was gonna say, well, keep going.
Huh?
Keep going.
On what? I'm confused.
Oh, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh no, that was it. It was just I just don't understand how those companies are profitable unless they've already, made their profit on other stuff and they need to dump stock to make room for stuff they already ordered or something. But I don't know. It's just rough,
Yeah, especially if you're the little guy trying to get in with somebody and they're like, oh, well, we can get these same cups for half of what you're trying to sell them for. And it's like, dang it.
Yeah. Part of me wants to order one of their cups just to see what their quality is like.
Mm-hmm.
But,
yeah.
I mean, kind of doesn't matter. A lot of the stuff that they sell, they're sample cups that were They were just stainless tumblers with sublimation on them or UV printing. They look freaking horrible.
Yeah. Yeah, the restaurant dude that I work with had bought some hats from some merch company, and he was like, "Oh, that looked like such a good deal. They were super cheap, blah blah blah." And he's like, "But then I got them, and there was like loose strings hanging out of the embroidering, and like they were just garbage hats that were super floppy and flimsy and stuff." He's like, "They're just terrible quality."
You know what they say about floppy dad hats?
No, I don't.
Oh, neither do I.
Oh. I might just finish the next side of this coin off camera and wrap it up tomorrow. So I've had enough of your guys' time, and poor Bronson's got to get up early in the morning and drive home and go to college.
Whether I go to bed at 8 p.m. at night or 2 in the morning, I don't feel the same way when I wake up.
He's a little sleepyhead. I know Kyle's always burning the midnight oil.
I was up till 7:30 this morning.
Nice.
Nah, it sucks. I need to sleep more.
Yeah, I was running on E for a while, and then I finally caught up a little bit on the sleep and feel a little bit better. Now I got to get back on my schedule for the kids in school and get up at 6:15 instead of 9.
I'm trying to transition myself to like a not quite morning, but at least daytime. Because like right now my schedule is like staying up until 5 a.m., which means I get up at like most people's lunchtime. So, but my girlfriend is switching to daytime teaching instead of afternoons and evenings. So I'm unfortunately my schedule the last 3 days has worked the opposite direction, and I've stayed up later instead of earlier. But you know, sometimes that's just how it goes.
Yep. Sometimes it's 2 steps forward and 10 steps back.
Yep.
Yeah, I've always been the type that I can stay up late and get stuff done. It's getting up early that if I promise myself I'll get up early and get something done, it's not getting done. It's like, oh, if I just get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and get this taken care of, and it'll be perfect. Nope, you better stay up till 2 o'clock in the morning and get it done so you can sleep until whenever.
Yeah.
I don't know how I made it 6 years in the military, man.
I don't understand how I literally went years on 3 hours of sleep a night on average.
Yeah, that's rough.
I'd die.
I don't know.
They say some people need less sleep than others.
Yeah, now my body is making up for that lost sleep.
Hey, you'll get your tables back now.
The what?
You'll get your tables back now.
Oh, yeah.
I've been stealing them from you. Should have brought my white table down. That would have been perfect. Got one of those 6-foot ones.
Not that I missed the job too much, but I really enjoyed the schedule I had when I was working at the ISP that I worked at, because we would do. They were 4x10s, even though we were there for like 12 hours, but it was really nice being able to go in 4 days a week and have a 3-day weekend. So when I first started, I got the crap schedule, which basically meant I worked Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. But like, it wasn't too bad because typically during the weekends we probably got less calls. But when stuff did break because of the department I was in, where we would handle escalations or VIPs or whatever, there wasn't staffing on the weekends as much to send out for trouble calls. So we couldn't roll a truck out if we didn't have them. So we ended up with just a lot of pissed off customers on the weekends, which, if you don't like dealing with pissed off people, it's literally the worst schedule. And then as I transitioned to like a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, just got to deal with the drunk people on Fridays who couldn't watch their naughty videos, and or the bar that had the UFC fight on a residential plan and got pissed off that they had a 4-day SLA instead of same day for business because they wanted to save $30 a month. Yeah, interesting times.
Since a working weekend
We're
is
done.
good, less management around, allows you to schedule more appointments during the weekdays so you're able to hit bank. Yeah, that's for sure. It really sucks when you work like long hours. Like my wife works at the Iowa State Penitentiary, and she gets like forced to do overtime sometimes, and it's like they yell at you if you can't do the overtime. But then they're like, schedule your appointments on your own time because you need to be able to work overtime. Well, you making me work overtime is my own time.
Yeah,
I'm scheduling stuff not during my work hours, and you guys are making me work late.
lose. Yeah.
It turned out so good. It's like nice and really black.
You got your phone on still?
Yeah. It's black right now because it's set down. I don't know.
All right, well, I'm going to set you to the main screen and forget my engraving for a moment. You show off future viewers and Sam and Yuri.
Ooh. You do that with the
negative
diode?
on this side. No, with the fiber. So I focus it to the card underneath, so it's like a 0.8 or 1 millimeter off. And then and this is actually like a bitmap. And Xtool has some weird settings for it, and we kind of just tweaked around with it until we got a black mark on stainless.
So when you do images, it has like a dot duration. So it just, you change how long it's going to sit on a particular pixel of the picture, I guess. And
it sounds like it's almost like a faux way of messing with pulse width.
yeah, that's kind of what Bronson and I were talking about, is like it's even measured in nanoseconds.
Yeah.
So it seems like, yeah, maybe it's sort of like a, like you said, like a faux way of kind of modulating the quote unquote pulse width or whatever. But
I don't know exactly what the lowest it goes to, but it goes from 10 to 3,000.
I wonder if they're approaching that with like how EasyCAD would approach drill mode. Because if you don't have pulse width control, that's basically how you could have it hang on a particular spot for whatever you wanted.
Huh. Okay. Yeah, that might be it then. Because it definitely, if you set it up and he upped the duration, the dot duration, and it definitely, that looks dope, dude. I like that. It definitely darkened up quite a bit, so it's like it's like it's holding that spot longer. We tried like super slow, high power, tight line intervals, low power, tight line. We couldn't get a good black mark, and then we just happened to come across when he was doing one of his images instead of a vector, and it just came out perfect. There was like one little smudge in a corner, and he changed the contrast, and it got rid of that. So yeah, it was cool.
I might be doing more stainless in the future because that turned out awesome. That's so sick.
Hit it with some salt water, or what do they use? Salt water and vinegar mix to test
Yeah,
if
you can do
it's gonna to rust.
vinegar and peroxide too.
Yeah. It's basically like an oxidizing solution or whatever. So it'll basically, if you dug into the metal, it's a good way of testing your Z mark, essentially.
Okay.
So,
Because like you said, your bottle opener's rusted.
Yeah.
That could potentially happen the same thing.
yeah,
Okay.
that's how you can validate if your settings are holding up okay.
Interesting. Okay. I was say I've never tried a black mark on stainless ever before this, so this is all new.
The alternative is you can just hang it outside your dorm room for the next
Couple days.
years. I mean, let's face it, if it's lasting that long out in the elements, but
Yeah.
yeah. Throw it through the dishwasher a couple of times.
And I would do the trick.
Just take it out back and pee on it like they did in the Civil War with their rifle barrels. I don't know why that's the one Civil War fact that like stuck in my brain my whole life. But I remember we did something, and one of the teacher was like, yeah, back in the Civil War days, they would, if they had a brand new rifle, the metal was shiny, and they'd take it out back and pee on it and leave it in the sun, and it would rust, and it wouldn't be shiny anymore, so they could hide.
The more you learn.
Yeah. Dun, 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 dun.
I remember when I was in the health class, we would talk about somebody went on vacation and got stung by a jellyfish. She said her cousin had to pee on her leg. And I'm like, I don't think that's how that is supposed to work.
No. Supposed to take a credit card and scrape the opposite way to get the stingers out, or whatever they're called.
No, you definitely have your cousin pee on your leg. You have to do it that way. It's the only way it works.
I mean, if you're into it.
Yeah. I mean, that's the only way it works for me. Is if your cousin pees on your leg.
Works for you, huh?
It works for me. No, it's the pee thing I think is like hit or miss.
I think the point of the pee is to deter them and make them leave the area.
I think it's like the ammonia or whatever
Yeah.
in our urine that like is supposed to neutralize this stinging stuff.
I don't know.
But I don't know how true that is.
I was just told that was a myth and it never really worked.
I think it's if you have vinegar, if you can pour vinegar on a sting like that or something. I don't really remember. I was just looking at
or
this
we can just
sticker
pee on your leg.
Yeah, or you could just everybody could take turns on it, and maybe drink some pineapple juice first, and we'll see if it makes it if it kills the sting better.
Some pineapple
what the
juice and
pineapple
some
juice
coconut
for?
rum.
Yeah. I think we're down to the last couple passes on this coin. Oh. I was looking at this sticker on my Galvo head, and it says the lens that came with it was an f395, and it's a 175 by 175 lens.
Interesting.
Doesn't that seem like a really long focal length?
What was it?
Is an f395 for a 175 lens.
I don't want to.
Considering our lenses are what, f380s for a 250, and the kind of general rule of thumb that I've found so far is like within 3 or 4% of 70% of the focal length is your field size.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, because
That
it's like
that might mean the dishing on the glass is much more shallow, which in theory might mean that it needs potentially less correction and in terms of like warp and skew.
Turn that off. I about killed your camera on accident.
oh yeah.
Because I about went for the turn off the power bank. Oh, bad. No one gets to see how the coin ends.
I think it was that Jolly Star lens that came with the SFX. So, and remember that one's like a 100 millimeter or something. Like the diameter of the lens is way larger than your standard the M85 ones. So I don't know if maybe that's something to do with it. If the Jolly Star just has a longer throw to it or something for the focal.
You know what else has a longer throw?
What's that?
Peeing on your jellyfish thing.
There you go. You could throw a contest element into it and see who can stand the furthest away while still hitting the sting.
How accurate are you from 20 feet away?
Well, if you're peeing 20 feet, bro, you already won.
That's what you just got to get that gallon of water in you every day.
Have you guys ever seen the series Shorzy?
I've not.
Shorts.
You know Letterkenny?
That's with the Canadian dudes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen clips of it. I've never sat down and watched the whole.
Shorzy is played by the same guy who plays Wayne in that, and it's a spin-off of Letterkenny.
Okay.
Was it done?
It's just finished up, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Sorry, Kyle, keep going.
Basically the main character in Shorzy, who is Shorzy, is a hockey player, so he does nasty crap like piss across the men's locker room 30 feet into the urinal and basically sprays his teammates who are at the other two urinals. And this has been Story Time with Kyle.
Yeah, I've seen I think on probably Facebook or something silly. I've seen clips because I remember the name Shorzy. And it was just dudes trashing on each other's moms or something like that.
Yep. Chirping each other.
Chirping.
That's what they call it. Chirping.
Chirping like a smoke detector.
Sure.
I used to have, in my old house in Cali, there was my ceilings were 12 or 13 feet in the living room. And there was a smoke detector in the middle of the living room. And the batteries got low on that smoke detector. And I used to mess around and do Twitch streaming, playing games with my friends.
Yep.
And we'd record it and I'd just post it on the trash Facebook or whatever. And the whole time during the game, you just hear chirp, chirp. And my friends would be like, dude, you need to change that freaking battery. And I'm like, I know, I can't fix it. I can't reach it. I can't change it if I can't reach it. So just clean up, passes go.
Here's the lens cap. Like, gives you a reference of how big that lens is.
Crazy, dude. That's a lens cap right there.
Oh.
Pull that a knife.
Just a little bigger.
Just a little bit. I don't know. My big head's probably in the way, but
No, you're showing it right.
oh, was I?
Yeah, it was dead on.
Boyish. Well, we were up to 5. Now we're back down to 3.
Time ends at midnight. 1 for you, Kyle.
What's up?
Is it 1 o'clock for you then, roughly?
Almost, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that looks nice.
Yeah, we're gonna run another dark mark though.
Another 15 passes.
No,
Make it 30 for good measure.
probably just 1. How do you get dark marks on brass, Kyle?
Gotta crank the power, go slow. You're basically cooking it like a Z mark, but without the defocus, and yeah, it just cooks. I can shoot you some settings if you want to try it.
Oh no, I'm just curious. I'm just curious how you did it because it seems like there's multiple ways you can do it. You leave your kilohertz at peak kilohertz, or do you jack up the kilohertz too?
I usually increase the frequency a little bit. So like if I do my normal brass engraving at like 25, 30 kilohertz, I'll do like 50, 55, 60 kilohertz. And then it's really slow and it's really hot. At least for me. And then I always got to clean it with some kind of toothbrush and spray.
Yep. Yeah.
Try and remove all the caked up soot. Kind of like frost up almost.
Yeah, I use LA's Totally Awesome and a toothbrush and scrub a dub and then throw some 301 on it.
Yeah.
Another cleanup? Or is this one dark?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, my glass is on.
Mine keep fogging up. The humidity's kind of high in here tonight. Ridiculous. They get some of that anti-fog paste like people get for their motorcycle helmets or goggles.
I shouldn't kick around the laser. Let's actually pick it up.
I think I have a winner on a camera.
Ooh.
From where?
Amazon.
Oh, nice.
I think I grabbed all my stuff.
And manual focus.
There's the pile, Kyle.
All the things.
All the things.
I told
Basically,
you, I
my
thought he was-
entire portable setup.
I thought it was
This
moving in,
included.
man. Oh,
I think
dang,
I'm
dude,
gonna
you
stop
cleaned up quick.
streaming. Yeah, I'm like I told you, it's like my portable setup for. I'm used to like carrying it all up and down.
You're like a pro at it. You get like one of those Pelican cases for your F1 that just like opens up and you take it out.
You know how cool that would be though?
Yeah, that'd
like,
be tight.
but have it on wheels too, you know, it's like a
Yeah.
massive suitcase.
Yeah.
I'm gonna join the live stream through the actual
Through Facebook?
YouTube. I can still hear
Or
it, but-
YouTube through Facebook. Duh. Oh my gosh. My tired brain's about to melt. Maybe I'll take the time, since I'm probably going to call it a night after this side's done, and do the STL tomorrow morning for the Magic 8-Ball idea. And hammer out a 3D version of it on the other side. And I'll have to give Sam some credit on that one with the coin challenge this month. It was a collective effort. Even Bronson's mom voted. So those cameras, you pretty much have to like leave it set up for one laser and then get another camera for your other lasers, right? You can't just like relocate it,
Yeah, because if you move it, you basically have to
recalibrate.
potentially recalibrate it.
Yeah. It's got way more depth than I thought. When I made the surface light with the cleanup passes, I was afraid that it was going to be, for now, yeah. It's hot. You got that 3-in-1?
Yeah, right here.
All right. Thanks, buddy.
Where's the rack at?
I'm probably going to need to throw a little sandpaper against it.
Oh, here's the rack.
Thanks, man. You could probably get a little bit darker.
It's cool.
It's pretty dark, though. Of course, a little cleanup with the toothbrush and stuff would help, too. But let's see, where's my... I think this is 800. Give it a couple swipes. Oh, I got the background. I'm going to have to redo that dark mark. But here we are. I'll switch cameras. iPhone 13. There we go. All right, so just with a couple swipes on the sandpaper, I'm gonna run it a little bit more, clean it up, get that brass nice and shiny. But there's it is decidedly so. The it is will probably be the best representation of what it's gonna look like at the end, but that should look pretty good. Then I'll probably just line the triangle back up with the red dot framing laser and just run the black background again. That's what she looks like. Sam said laser engrave the Pelican case foam for laser engraver with your laser engraver. That depth and curve is nice. Yeah, I'd like to get just a little bit more black, but yeah, it came out pretty good. I like it. So we'll do
Looks
that, and then
good.
I'm thinking I'll try that 3D idea tomorrow after I clean this up a tad. I got it almost perfectly lined up. I came over just a hair too far with this side right here. You can see there's a little bit of a ridge right there, but I'll have to recalculate that when I do the next side to make sure she lines up right. But thank you, everybody, for joining us for this marathon of coin engraving and barbecue talk and everything else. But it's been a fun one. And be sure to leave a comment and let me know what you would like when it comes to future iterations of the live streams, and even like formatted videos too. So I would love to get some feedback and do some like user-centric content on stuff that you guys request. So feel free to. Thank you, Kyle, for joining me, sir.
Thanks for the invite, man.
Yeah, always. And Bronson, our special guest. There he is.
Yeah.
And Yuri and Sam for doing the hard work and making it all the way to the end. Our viewers spiked a little bit. There's some quiet people watching this too, apparently, other than Yuri and Sam. But we do appreciate you guys. And we will catch you on the flip side.
Night, y'all.